you doing, all you beautiful sons of bitches? It's your boy Backseat here, and today we are back and we are, well, not back at anyone. We are watching a new guy in the Backseat Boys today, and this guy is a guy by the name of frickin' Crimes New Roman. Has anyone here ever heard of this guy? Because I've never heard of this guy until Jeremy here recommended it to us.
What happened was I found this dude when one of his videos got recommended to me.
Mm-hmm.
Something that called like people who use woke unironically.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a video and it was bad. It was just forgettably bad. And he just kind of kept popping up, and I took a glance at this video and I saw like bits and pieces of it, but I don't really remember much. All I remember is that it was basically a Sweet Baby Inc. sweet piece, essentially.
So we got Jeremy. We also got Gao, Eric, and Sahara here for this. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it, shall we?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Let me just Okay.
We're repping the dinosaurs today. I didn't even know it's gonna be a fucking banger. Got this tinfoil hat.
Yeah, Minecraft movie is a getting ran over.
Why the hell is he wearing a tinfoil hat?
Oh, that's a real cat behind him.
Better Call Saul reference.
Plots that a group of people tried to keep secret, like the FBI assassination of Fred Hampton. Conspiracy theories, on the other hand,
I thought he was going to say
just that. They are theories. They, of course, have a similar plot of dubious happenings. However, their evidence broadly relies on confirmation, attribution bias, emotionally charged images and rhetoric, circular logic,
hold on,
as well.
Jeremy, go back. Go back to when he says how the hell?
Sorry, I'm sorry. This is kind of my first time like running a video like this. So just let me know when you want me to pause it. Okay, so where do you want me to go back?
Okay, go back to when he had like all the like that collage of women. How the heck is the reject modernity, embrace tradition meme emotionally charged? Exactly.
Because people like this view any meme that they disagree with as like some kind of radicalization. Basically, like they take every single edgy joke like completely seriously. Irony and jokes do not exist. It's all just genuine.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Also, how the hell is? I'm
sorry. Just wait.
And while you're on this one right here, how the hell is this whole thing an example of confirmation and attribution bias? What the hell?
Because oh wait, no, wait. Is this? I'm trying to find like.
This is everyone's first time, Jeremy. All right, guys. I know.
Wait, hold on.
All right.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. This is just kind of. Hold on, wait. Let me just Okay, hold on. So we were at the.
We're already off to a smooth, great start.
Sorry, this is my first time doing this. Okay, so we had him like with the Capri Sun.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know why he's drinking that of all drinks.
Secret, like the FBI assassination.
I mean, Capri Suns are good.
But
assassination of Fred Hampton. Conspiracy.
Okay, I think the Fred Hampton. Oh yeah, the Fred Hampton.
Who the hell even is that? Who the hell even is that?
No, I have no clue who that is. I'm not really an expert.
Just keep looking for it while I Google
theories,
it.
On the other hand,
keep looking for it while I Google
they are theories. They of course have a similar plot of dubious happenings. However, their evidence broadly relies on confirmation, attribution bias, emotionally charged.
Okay, here is this.
There it is.
This one. Okay, there we go.
So
do you?
Yeah, it's reject modernity, embrace tradition. What's the problem here, my guy? Come on, CNR.
Because again, it's just like me they disagree with. It's like a common like thing. Like they think they take memes that are like so. It's always funny seeing these people like take memes that like either express ideas that they disagree with or are like over the top in a ridiculously edgy way, and just treat them like 100% seriously. Like like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, I figured out who Fred Hampton was. Fred Hampton was an American activist and revolutionary socialist. He came to prominence in his late teens and early 20s in Chicago as deputy chairman of the National Black Panther Party and chair of the Illinois chapter. He founded the anti-racist, anti-classist Rainbow Coalition, a prominent multicultural political organization that initially included the Black Panthers, Young Patriots, and the Young Lords, and an alliance among major Chicago street gangs to help them end infighting and work for social change. As a Marxist-Leninist, Hampton considered fascism the greatest threat, saying nothing is more important than stopping fascism because fascism will stop us all. In 1967, the Federal Bureau of Investigation identified Hampton as a radical threat. It tried to subvert his activities in Chicago, sowing disinformation among black progressive groups and placing a counterintelligence operative in the local Panthers' organization. In December of 1969, Hampton was drugged, then shot and killed in his bed during a pre-dawn raid at his Chicago apartment by a tactical unit of the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, who received aid from the Chicago Police Department and the FBI leading up to the attack. Law enforcement sprayed more than 100 gunshots through the apartment. The occupants fired once. During the raid, Panther Mark Clark was also killed, and several others were seriously wounded. In January of 1970, the Cook County coroner held an inquest. The coroner's jury concluded that Hampton and Clark's death were justifiable homicides. A civil lawsuit for wrongful... Because he was protesting for the blacks and shit. A civil lawsuit for wrongful death was later filed on behalf of the survivors and the relatives of Hampton and Clark. It was resolved in 1982 by a settlement of $1.85 million, which would be about $6 million in today's money. The U.S. federal government, Cook County, and the city of Chicago each paid 1/3 to a group of 9 plaintiffs. Given revelations about the illegal COINTELPRO program and documents associated with the killings, many scholars now consider Hampton's death at age 21 a deliberate assassination at the FBI's initiative. So I don't know
that's probably true.
What does any of that have to do with Sweet Baby Inc?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just his. Maybe it's his form of humor. Maybe it's his form of humor. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
It's the setup right now.
Yep, you can play now. You can play now.
It's a running gag in his videos.
I guess
he just name drops
you
random FBI.
Yeah, play. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can play now, Jeremy.
Charged images and rhetoric, circular logic, as well as having the Jews come up a lot for some reason.
Pause. First of all, what the hell did the Jews have to do with this? You haven't set anything up yet, my guy. Ugh.
I think what he's trying to do is basically compare Sweet Baby Inc. to other types of conspiracy theories. So that way it's because these people think that Sweet Baby Inc. is some kind of crazy conspiracy theory because they want it to be wrong, even though there's like so much evidence, but they just basically plug their ears and go, la 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 la, I can't hear you, it's all just one big crazy conspiracy theory, which is theory. So basically what he's doing is just just like poisoning the well, essentially, by comparing it with other conspiracy theories.
I'm very upset that I noticed he has a Godzilla shirt on.
Oh no.
Oh, that's what that is.
Also,
upset.
we need to save that man's cat right now. I do not trust him with the safety of that cat.
Who was that YouTuber that was accused of
Shane
doing
Dawson.
things with his cat? Oh, Shane Dawson, yeah. I was just like, you think Shane Dawson is cat?
Yeah.
Well, man, I don't think this dude's nearly as bad as Shane Dawson.
Yeah.
I don't even know who this dude is.
Well, anyway, we can play now.
The curious thing about conspiracy theories is that a lack of evidence for and
which there is several bits of evidence for. There's
yes,
there's
my guy.
So much evidence. Pretend there isn't evidence.
Wait, that's the
It's like
that's it.
It's
That's
just
the only
ridiculous how they
definition.
there's so much evidence. There's so many YouTubers that have compiled evidence.
Mhm.
How can you honestly say this?
It's
You
not.
either have to be completely ignorant or just like willfully ignorant.
Why not both?
Yeah, why not both? This is the problem.
Evidence against the conspiracy theory only reinforce it to those who believe in it. That's why it's so incredibly hard to reason with them, because effectively, there is no reason. Hey, shitbird, if you bite that, I'm gonna throw you out the window.
This cat's name is Shitbird.
How did you pick it up? That's not how you pick up a
I'm
cat.
gonna sell you for more drugs. I like the fake ones because they're just super fun to think about. Like the moon landing, for example. I mean, even just.
But yeah, the moon landing is like 100% like fake. Like
What?
the moon landing is fake thing. Like that is like 100% like nonsense.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Moon landing
That's
happened.
my favorite one, though.
forget is like now with the technology that we currently have, we could fake the moon landing no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But the moon landing took place in the 60s. We would not even remotely have the technology in it. Like technology in it. Like
Oh, they kept the technology out of the common people's hands. That's how they did it.
Well, I like the
Yeah,
moon landing conspiracy because
I watched like Adam Ruins Everything debunk this, and he basically said like summed it up in that it would have been easier back then to do an actual moon landing than fake the moon landing with the technology that was currently available at the time.
Yeah.
well,
remember
I like that one because it's out of all of them, it's the one I can believe the most. Because like it was the Cold War, so I could totally buy that the government would just say fuck it, let's fake it and get one over on the Russians. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, in terms of motive, that makes sense, but like in terms of logistics, there's like no way.
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, but I remember there was actually another video. I don't remember what it was, but it was about it's like Deus Ex. Some dude on is like unironically brought up Gamergate as a conspiracy theory in relation to
People bring up too that part of the big reasons people point to for why the moon landing was fake is to say that why don't we do it now? And
Because we don't care to.
Why would we do it now? We already
because there's
did it.
no reason to do it. There's
Yes.
no. What are we gonna?
We already landed on
what
the
do
moon
we-
once to prove that we
what-
could do it. What's on the
what-
moon that?
What do we need to go to the
value?
moon for? What do we need
It's a
to?
gray rock with craters. What do we have on there that's valuable?
Well,
Like
we have the
anything we
American
can
flag
do,
up
also-
there. We can
well,
go
like,
get that
We need
back.
to go get back. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta
You know how expensive that shit is now? You know how many people would pay for that to get the? I have the
Oh my
American
God, yeah,
flag
that
that was on
that
the
would
moon.
probably-
Yeah.
Oh my God, you'd probably be able to buy. You'd probably be like set for life if you managed to sell that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Well, it's like also there's no fucking reason to do it because we don't need to go on it. We have the technology to just send a probe up and just look at it from like a mile up.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason.
Yeah.
So one, there's no reason to do it. That's why we don't do it anymore. Two, to actually do it, to do a manned mission of people setting foot on it again, because of like how much has changed in terms of budget and like the dollar, it would also be very, very expensive for little return. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not only that, but the only reason we went to the moon in the first place is to beat the Russians to it.
Yes.
Yeah, we literally didn't really go there to do anything. We went there to get there. That's
We went there to get bragging rights. That's what we went there to get, gal.
It,
Well,
Yeah,
it
pretty
was
much.
also to test like rockets and stuff. But
Yeah.
we didn't really go there to.
It's like, yeah,
to
it's
get
like
anything.
what, and it's like what, it's like it just, and again, it's like the only real reason you do it is like for like, it's like what even really is the reason like you would do something like that? The only reason I can think of is cheapness, but like, again, it would have been more expensive to fake the moon landing than go to the moon.
Yeah.
I need a
Yeah.
drink already. I'm gonna give me up.
Oh, Gao needs his fucking fuel, guys.
Okay, so
Anyway, we can continue now.
now let's get back on topic.
Excluding the fact that 400,000 people worked on the entire project and it would be an absolute nightmare to keep it completely secret if it was faked. The fact that the Soviet Union was absolutely itching for any opportunity to shit in our sandwich, and they
So wait, I'm sorry. Why is this dude's lighting so bad?
Yeah. His whole
I
fucking...
literally have no lighting equipment. I just record in my room.
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm
my
doing
camera
right now.
is
Like
on.
that, my only light is literally my light right there.
Why are we
I've
going up?
seen bits of his other videos, and they look like his facial quality looks fine, but the lighting is so bad. Like half of him is like really dark,
Yeah.
and the other half is like way too bright. Like you could have spent like a few extra minutes to make sure the lighting looked good. Like
Why are we? Yeah.
it's just a
going
nitpick,
off
but it's
on?
just is really weird.
Yeah.
Why are we going off on a
Didn't
tangent
expose
about
us
the
is-
moon landing right now when it doesn't even?
I have no idea. Shit just happens,
Again,
gal.
it's poisoning the well by comparing it. Like he's just gonna go, oh, I'm going to describe all these conspiracy theories, and then we're gonna talk about Sweet Baby Inc. And then he's gonna go on about how it's not real, it's all conspiracy theories.
Well, he just
Theories,
undermined-
games are
he undermined
fine.
his
Chuds
own
are trying to
point.
make you mad. Just consume product. It's the same.
Yes.
He just
All
undermined
these
his own
anti-Chud
point, though.
flop videos are just. It's like videos like this are just so. Videos like this are just slop. They add nothing.
Yes.
And even like with other videos, like I hate these anti-Chud videos because they don't contribute anything.
Yeah.
Videos like this don't contribute to discussion. All they are is basically to just basically just comfort an audience.
Yes.
Confirmation
And
bias, essentially.
One of the funniest things is there, which is okay, is there is a it's like there is a YouTuber. I don't know if you've heard them though. This YouTuber named Council of Geeks. They made a video.
Oh, I know about them. Yeah.
They made a video critiquing like woke, called like an open letter to the anti-woke. They said something about the anti-woke that describes this type of slop more. They basically said, from what I can remember, these people are not here for you, not as a person, not as a personality. They're only here to get to validate their opinion about the things that they hate. And your job is to like continue that validation. All videos like this are about is to basically validate the audience and be like, no. Everything in the media is fine. Everything is good. Everything is good all the time. Don't ever criticize anything. Don't listen to those. Listen to me. Listen to me. And it's frustrating because not only is it incredibly lazy and unentertaining, but it's actively harmful to discourse because it basically just promotes toxic positivity and closed-mindedness over not rocking the boat too much.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's only one thing that's good all the time, and that's God.
I mean, it's like I made my channel based on defending movies I like because I wanted to share my perspective. I like negative content, and I could do negative content if I wanted to, but I wanted to make my content based on like defending movies I like, sharing my perspective, basically getting people to be like, maybe that's why this movie, maybe there's some things that like maybe reconsider perspective. Videos like this are basically just to tell reinforce the idea that everything is fine and the people that don't are lying to you in order to promote some like nebulous agenda of some kind, which honestly is far more of a conspiracy theory because like
Yes.
what is what is the like agenda? Like, oh, that we aren't like positive towards certain bits of media all the time. No. It's not like it's like no. The Chuds brainwashed me into hating She-Hulk. It's not like I watched bits of the show, decided it sucked, and decided to not watch it, and instead watch other people. No. They brainwashed me because the idea of disliking something is so utterly ridiculous.
I prefer. I prefer
Anyway,
instead
it's
of
just-
a
yeah.
grand conspiracy, I prefer. It's a
Yeah.
I prefer serendipitous. Shit. Jim had a word. I guess still use the word conspiracy.
Gal had a Biden moment.
I need to read a thesaurus moment.
God.
I need to eat my daily dictionary.
Careful walking up the stairs,
Serendipitous
Yes.
conspiracy. That's what it is.
There it is. Yes.
Where it's not like It's not an actual like some evil force or evil group that's puppeteering people. It's just various groups being able to observe stuff, and then they just kind of did shit on their own, and it all coincidentally aligned because they just moved shit on their own very slightly.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Jeremy, we can continue now.
Like it's not a mess.
Sure is awfully sweet of them to help us cover it up, I guess. And the reason why I like the real ones is because more often than not, it's a pretty good reflection of how the world actually works. Like if the FBI killed Fred Hampton, then that's why
Should wear
I'm
nail
very
polish.
certain that they had their grubby
Pause,
little
Jeremy,
fingers
pause.
in taking out.
I think.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Oh my God, he's just like fingernail guy from a preview. Do you know that fat guy who's?
Oh yeah, I know who you're.
Oh my
my God, I didn't even notice. Yeah, you're right.
Oh my
He did paint
God.
his.
Oh my God! What
It's
little
like it's
reason?
not even fully colored. It's just like a little dot, which is like.
Oh
even
my
Yeah,
God!
yeah, it's like half of it's painted.
Like if you're
or something.
going to color your nails, then color the whole thing. Don't just make like a dot in the
Little
middle. That's
dot.
weird.
Yeah.
Must be abnormal fingernails, but I don't know.
Martin Luther King Jr. as well.
What does that little kid have to do with this?
Conspiracy theory.
Again, poisoning the well, comparing this with conspiracy theories.
No,
It's
the
like, yes,
FBI
bro,
has killed a
yes,
lot
bro,
more
yes,
people than that.
yes, bro. You're a real big fan of conspiracy theories of FBI killing people, but can we please get to SBI now, please?
They killed Malcolm X.
It's like, yeah, we're only 2 minutes in, and he hasn't even mentioned.
All he's
Sweet Baby
doing is that he's just sitting in the dark, making a clown of himself, wearing a fucking tinfoil hat, and like in the dark, drinking his fucking Capri Sun. Oh my God!
It's like no wonder this video's 32 minutes long.
Yeah, he's padding it out. He's padding it out.
It's like I'm all for a stylish intro, but this has nothing to do with anything.
Oh my God. We gotta keep going for the sake of our sanity.
There is an absurdist joy in feeling as though you are uncovering some great plot, some great scandal. And that's why I find them so fun. And that's also why I was so unbelievably bored to learn about the true nature of this whole Sweet Baby.
Oh wow!
Really?
2 minutes in, and you finally mentioned the subject of the video.
If it's so blunt.
It took him 2.5 minutes, but he finally got there. Way to go! Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Boring. It's more really boring that that these companies are basically strong arming game companies into ruining their own games. You know?
Yeah.
Again, like companies like this, basically what they do is they basically take mediocre to bland games and then add like some type of progressive element to it, and basically just use that in order to shield themselves from criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Like and then basically it leads people again. It basically what it does is it leads people like Crimes New Roman here to defend it because we have to protect him from the bigots and istophobes and stuff, and it just basically makes discourse insufferable because all you have to do is just like use this surface level progressivism to shield mediocre bad products from being criticized, and now we're just in a complete and total mess that makes discussion of basically most forms of media insufferable to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember before Gamergate, media discussion was so fun, but nowadays it just really sucks.
I mean, yeah. Thankfully, I for the most part I was like in high school during like the OG Gamergate, and I didn't even really know a thing about it. I think around like the 2010s, I was not really tuned into that. So thankfully, I didn't really know like a thing about it. And most of what I knew about, and most of the information I know about Gamergate, I kind of like found out from like sources like outside the fact, like sources that but yeah, it's like, yeah, and it's like, It's like, yeah, it's just like, and it's like real, and again, it's like, the problem is the problem is people just put too much, because again, I like positive content and I like negative content. Like, it's kind of like a yin and yang. We need positive content to praise media and then negative content to like bash bad media. But there's just been a growing section of toxic positivity where we think that if you criticize any piece of like the only top the where if you criticize like any piece of media that isn't like so irredeemably bad that nobody will defend it, like Velma or The Idol, then you're just a hater. Then it's like that's happening with the Shrek teaser. I have seen people legitimately mad that people have the audacity to criticize a redesign. Oh my god, sound the alarm. Like, and again, it's just a teaser. Hopefully the official trailer won't be bad, but like, people are allowed to express their concerns.
That was
like,
I mean, that whole thing was stupid anyway. It was a cast announcement that announced one new member. Like, that's it.
Yeah, and it's like, and again, it's like with Zendaya, which like, I don't hate Zendaya, but like, yeah, it's like, wow, bravo. Did you literally just go Google female celebrity and it's like, yep, we're just gonna do that. Like, wow, that's like one of the laziest people you could have picked. It's like
Zendaya can't
really
act.
Out of all the people.
Well, it's
like Zendaya.
About the criticism of media. It's a lot of the guys like this who make these specific videos, including the
problem is, and the thing is, they're not like 100% wrong. Like, I'm not an idiot. I know that there are people like, for example, Andy Pants Gaming and that Ranting for Vengeance guy that are genuinely bad faith actors that are actually the straw man that these people make it out to be. The problem is these people lump in actual good critics along with those straw men, and which makes it even harder to like, which makes the discussion even harder to navigate.
Well, the discourse is also just utterly ruined by just engagement farming crap, because people
I just wish we could just like talk about movies we liked, and it's like nowadays it's like the moment any new movie comes out and it isn't like immediately ratioed the way something like Madam Web or Borderlands is, it's like it's just immediately entered with like, it's like if any movie nowadays that isn't either immediately beloved or ratioed into the ground, if it meets that middle, it's just bombarded with like nothing, bombarded with attacks, and it's like even with like, and it's just like ridiculous. And one of the things that upsets me the most is when these people, I'm sorry if I go on a rant, I'm just passionate about this. One of the things these people say is, "Oh, well, why don't you just stop? Well, why don't you just watch stuff that you like?" Which, like, oh, which, like, no, I'm not going to just stop not criticize garbage like Madam Web because movies like Frankie Frico exist. Like, especially given how I have to like go out of my way to find movies that interest me and that are good. Like, I found Frankie Frico solely because YouTube just randomly recommended me the film's trailer. I never even heard about it. Meanwhile, I see Hollywood garbage plastered all the time, and it's like the thing is, if you don't like if you prefer positive content to negative content, I get that. Negativity can be exhausting. But these people that act like it's like objectively wrong to enjoy negative content, that you're just hateful if you in any way enjoy content that like mocks bad movies, and it's just it's exhausting.
Dude, that's such that's such like just a lame fucking deflection. Like, why don't you just talk about what you like? Well, it's like, well, I could, and in fact, I do it on my channel. I'm playing SWOTOR. Well. I know, but it's like, But if I do just that, that's not really gonna fix the situation at hand. Just
Yeah.
like it's
And you
not
can
gonna
do
make
both.
my
You can
it's not gonna make my complaints with the newer stuff go away. I absolutely could talk about the again, I'm mainly a Star Wars guy on my channel. It's like 75% of my stuff. But I could talk about the Star Wars stuff I like, and I'd really like to. But if I did that, well, that's not gonna take away all my complaints with Disney Wars. So
Yeah, there's a difference between
Exactly.
that
I mean, I
stance
literally
and-
do that. I found in my channel on talking about what I like, and I've made a ton of videos talking about what I like, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to ignore the bad stuff. I can talk that out because sometimes, talking about bad media can be just as rewarding as talking about bad media. I like again,
yeah, there's a
again,
difference between that and
yeah.
the talking point of, well, not talking point, but there's a difference between that and when people say, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Because if you don't like that phrase is straw manned a bit. Because it's hey, why you keep buying, or why do you keep talking about these companies that you say just put out shit all the time? So it's because there's nothing wrong for critic whose job is to recommend or not recommend stuff, to say, hey, this was shit, don't buy it. I don't like it. There's nothing wrong with that. And don't like it, don't buy it is also gets strawmanned as being the same as, hey, don't be critical of stuff, when it just means, hey, I didn't like this, I'm not gonna engage with it. That's all. Because people equate that, because when that gets passed around, it gets passed around to people who say, hey, I really didn't like this, it needs to change for me. And that's when people say, no, if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's not for you. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Because the reality of the situation is most people that parrot that argument basically just they aren't interested in movies the same way that someone like I am. They basically just watch movies as a way to just casually watch movies, which is fine. People can be casual movie fans, but at the same time they just don't understand being this passionate because they personally aren't like that. So they think that when someone says something about a movie, or they're just hating the hate because they just can't because they just don't appreciate movies on a deeper level.
Anyway, I think we should
Anyway,
continue now.
we're not even 5% into this.
I know. I just this it's it just bogged my mind how nobody had made a response. This is a dude that would be is such a gold mine of lol cow potential.
Oh
But
yeah, I already
let's
got.
let him catch up and let him run for 3 minutes or something.
Okay, let's go.
Conspiracy that was going around. Possibly the greatest scandal in gaming history.
For the bit taken from Kiwi Farms?
I don't know.
Because that white text with a dark gray background looks like it's from the Kiwi Farms board.
Yeah, it does.
Vey.
Oh, wait.
It is. It's this is it's this is a pretty which, again, regardless regardless of how Mr. New Roman thinks, whether you agree with it or not, this is a huge so many people were talking about this. So
yes,
this is
the greatest scandal in gaming history. For the blessedly uninitiated, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative design and consultation company that works on video games. The big plot here is that they and other companies like them are being hired by game studios to inject diversity and a woke agenda into video games. And that is just the most boring, unimaginative conspiracy theory.
So boring. Why do you make a video?
Yeah,
Again,
Crimes. If it was real boring, why'd you make the video then?
Oh my god, it's just this passive aggressive bullshit.
I mean, yeah, not every conspiracy theory can be the moon landing was fake or the earth is flat. This is something that's actually happening, and the fact that it's quote unquote boring doesn't make it any less true. And it's like, watch, again, he's basically going to make the arguments that Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development company, and therefore they are not doing anything wrong whatsoever somehow, or they made a couple of video games that weren't complete garbage, so that means they have no fault as a company. Those are the two main arguments I see from Sweet Baby Inc. defenders outside of just blatant denial and willful ignorance. Those arguments are definitely going to come up at some point in this video.
Possibly imagine. A very important detail.
Oh fuck, he is using Kiwi
Farm.
Wait. God.
How much ignore how Chris Kindred harassed Brutus? He's going to completely ignore that.
I thought
again,
people
that is one of the massive smoking guns that against Sweet Baby Inc. And these people are just dead silent. I have not seen a single person address that in any meaningful way. And my guess is he's going to either completely ignore it or straight up lie about what Brutus did.
Who's Chris Kindred again?
Chris Kindred he was a former member of Sweet Baby Inc. who harassed Brutus, the dude who made the DEI detected list. Basically what happened, I don't know if it was for that or something else. He ended up getting fired from Sweet Baby Inc.
Was he with them at the time?
At the time, yes. At the time of the harassment, at the time of when he was harassing Brutus, he was with Sweet Baby Inc. So he got fired well after that.
I just found Chris Kindred's LinkedIn.
Wait, I thought these people thought Kiwi Farms was an evil site, so what? And try not to give any attention at all to it. So,
honestly, yeah, I actually found out about Kiwi Farms because this music critic I watched named Brad Taste in Music kind of got into like a bit of a beef with Melanie Martinez's fan base, and some wacko on Kiwi Farms made like an entire thread on Brad because of it. And yeah, that was basically how I even found out about Kiwi Farms.
Let's proceed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those guys can be really good at investigating shit, especially locales, but other times they're just coal, pure and full coal.
Mm-hmm. Well, people hate it a lot because of doxing and swatting, but
anyway,
is that this plot primarily took off on Kiwi Farms, something that both Couch Me and seemingly every.
Oh hey, it's Mutahar.
Oh hey, Mutahar.
Oh hey, it's him before the Sonic Medallion.
Content creator keeps
and of course
Asmongold.
Oh my god! Okay. I just want to say it. The fact that these people have tried to make Asmongold their boogeyman is hilarious. Like I'm not like the biggest Asmongold fan, but I have seen several like clips. The dude is such a calm and chill like dude. I've seen so many clips, and in each of these clips, he is like basically the most like chill, moderate, lukewarm centrist. Like if the idea of a normie was a person, and yet so many people try to make him out to be this like far right extremist lunatic, and I'm like, and it's like, okay, maybe like the whole like, okay, and it's like I know about the whole like Palestine controversy, like how he got into trouble with and it's like I'll admit that wasn't like great. He probably could have phrased it a lot better.
I think he generally put his foot in his mouth. Yeah, I think he generally put his foot in his mouth over that. But that's about it.
Other than that, the dude is like so calm. He is a dude who just does not like really have like, again, he's like a dude that just kind of like is really chill. He just kind of reacts to video game stuff, gives his opinion, and that's really it. But I think it's like the problem is people like this guy, like they try to make him a boogeyman because they're mad at his influence. Like with the other chud content creators, they don't have like a ton of influence, with like maybe the possible exception of the Critical Drinker. But Asmongold is like a huge like Twitch, pretty big, like notable Twitch streamer. And the fact that he has the influence that he does with like the calm and centered positions that he does, that like terrifies these political like ideologues.
Well, the fact that that's considered influence is where it's absurd to me, because the problem isn't that what he's talking about on his streams or his clip channel. The problem is that he's talking about subjects with a viewer count that makes them upset, and it's sad that that's
pure fucking jealousy right at that point.
Well, it's sad that that's considered influence. He's not really advocate. He's not an activist. It's just that he covers shit with a large viewer base, and the videos get views, and it's seen as like, and it gets called influence because if there's a lot of people watching it, that's considered enabling these toxic viewpoints or talking points that they claim he has. Because if he only got like 1,000 views a video on his clip channel, or only got like 1,000 views per stream, they wouldn't care about him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's a reason most of the anti-Chud channels go after people like Asmongold, Drinker, Nerdrotic. Like even with Heel versus Babyface, the only reason they went after Az so much is because of the pronoun Starfield.
Well, they also
at that point, very few people covered Az. But once Az got infamous because of that, there were a lot more people covering him and bringing him up. Meanwhile, if you look at people in a smaller Chud space, like people like there are like a couple like small ones that cover like quote unquote small Chuds, but people that are more niche aren't really covered that much because again, they basically want to go after larger creators that are influenced.
Well, Az got covered as well because of his connection to Eric July.
Mm-hmm.
He got covered.
That's another one, but that's
forgetting to mention.
Oh, hey, it's a Gundam. Nice.
Hey, Gundam.
If 4chan is the equivalent of the asshole of the internet, Kiwi Farms is a rotting pile of corpses. Like, it's just so lame. I mean,
so lame.
Okay, why are you talking about it?
So lame, you
guys. The fact that you think it's lame doesn't make it any less true. Again, not every conspiracy theory can be friggin' flat Earth.
What even launched this? Like, what got people talking about
Sweet Baby Inks? The Sweet Baby Ink stuff, I think, was mostly covered by Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League was like...
Because they were doing stuff...
That was the game that kicked it off.
Because they were doing stuff for years before people knew about it.
Was Alyssa Mercante's sweet article on Sweet Baby Inc. The initial one, like the one that Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you think it does. I think that also kind of majorly kicked it. And just kind of
that was what I kind of thought was a bit stupid when people.
Yeah, I think that was one of the ones that I remember it was kind of
people were grandstanding about it when like people were acting like we were talking about this for years when like nobody was talking about Sweet Baby Inc. before like it actually got on everybody's radar in 2024.
Well, then
it's like it's like that.
Small?
It's like that and the Drake versus Kendrick beef really like cemented 2024. Like after both of those dramas, both of those dramas started around the same time, and then after that, 2024 was just just an absolutely insane. Like I still can't get over how insane 2024 was as a year. Like there were so many dramas. So,
it was election year too, so that was already.
Yeah.
I mean, even outside of that, like most of the dramas happened well before Trump got elected. Before, I think, right around, and there was like a lot.
Oh, what the hell was I going to say?
Anyway,
all the conspiracies that you could like dump your time and mind into, like, why choose one about
Because it's accurate and has evidence.
Is he saying?
Because it's been growing though? It's been infesting popular games too.
Is he saying he's okay with conspiracy theories?
That is happening. Is this your entire video?
Is he about to say that, like hang on, Jeremy, pause. Is he about to say that, like, who cares about any of this stuff? It's just video games, my guy. Is he about to go down that fucking route?
Like,
oy vey.
Again, it's a classic appeal to triviality, and that it's like, oh, well, who cares? This doesn't matter. Then why do you have a problem with us talking about it?
Mm-hmm.
It clearly does matter. You're just, again, it's all just, again, it's like such shallowly transparent tactics that, like, you'd have to be literally blind to not realize that it's happening.
Yeah.
I just like how he started this with a rant about conspiracy theories, and he's like, why can't you invest in the good ones?
Okay, it's like serious again.
More black people in video games?
That's not the argument.
It's not the argument, my guy.
It's like, oh my god, these people are so again.
Oh my god.
The argument is not about the specific. Again, the argument is more nuanced than that. It's not just, oh, there's X group of people. It's that people are using, like, progressivism as, like, a shield for this. Like, nobody is mad at the actual inclusion of these people, except for, like, actual bigots. But people like this either don't know the argument or are basically trying to obfuscate it in order to, like, pander to a group of people that want their opinions valid.
Yeah, I've actually seen some of those WoW people in the WoW where they do say, "Oh, I was a black person in the game, so it is DEI." Like Stone Toss does that a lot.
Like, yeah, it's like, and the problem is, like, stuff like that, like, makes the movement harder because it's like there are people out there that, like Andy Pants, that accurately reflect the strong. Like, Andy Pants is actually, was more of, like, a grifter. Like, I watched Chris Narc and
Andy Pants, like, literally is the perfect use for the term grifter.
Like, he's not a genuine bigot. He's just pretending for views. But it's like the problem with this is there are people out there who embody the straw man, and people, like, keep trying to like artificially, like, attach themselves. Like, they'll put, like, a group of people, like, even if they clearly don't, like, attach themselves to the movement, it's like again, like, most of the anti-woke people completely disowned Andy Pants the second the Acme copyright drama. And yet these people still, and yet that was basically the moment, but that was the moment but then these people, places that hate the chuds, still bring him up, and I'm like, why? No one takes Andy seriously.
Because it is fucking sad. He still gets lots of views, actually.
Basically just a viewing. Again, like, there was one clip where basically before Asmongold reacted to his video, like, speaking of Asmongold, where he was like, oh, Asmongold's a dumb, bad, he's like a bad reactor. But then after Asmongold, he immediately reacted to his video. He immediately changed his tune and was like, oh no, Asmongold is one of my favorite content creators. Like, the dude is basically, like, a complete fraud who got one video to, like, out, and basically then he basically just decided to run with this fake personality to get views. And the problem is, like, people attach people like him to the overall movement because of like similar things, and it just makes it even harder to, like, navigate.
The term grifter gets thrown around a lot, but
way too much.
I don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
No, I'm just saying, if the actual definition of the word, Andy Pants fits it, like, to a T. Because
I could go on, like, a hour-long rant about how much these people misuse the word grifter to the point where I don't even think they know. Do you know? But I could go on a whole rant.
Does anyone know who Baked Alaska is?
I've heard the name, but I don't know much about him.
Yeah, he's for me, Andy Pants is the anti-woke version of Baked Alaska. That's
Ugh. Anyway.
Oh, that's another one. During the whole, like, speaking of which, during the whole, like, Acolyte debacle, remember, like, Rewriting Ripley literally tried to compare, like, the Friday Night Tights crew to Milo Yiannopoulos, which was, like, years ago, with, like, the incredibly faulty reasoning of, like, oh, the things that they're saying are kind of similar, even though, you know, they're in completely different contexts.
Yeah,
and
kind of with an asterisk.
Have never once. I don't even think they've mentioned Milo Yiannopoulos in like any way, much less endorsed him.
No.
But again, it's like dishonest because these people think if something sounds similar, then it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, at least the moon landing one.
Can you pause
Super
for
fun
a
to
second?
think
Can you pause for a second? What the fuck is
How
these
do you
YouTubers
burp-
just randomly burping in the middle of their videos? Do they think it's fucking funny
Also,
or
how
some
do you
shit?
burp from a Capri Sun?
I think I think I've burped a
Do
few
these
in my
guys-
videos, but
Do these
yeah,
guys
it's
think you're
funny as
fucking
hell.
funny?
I
You
mean,
think you're fucking funny? No, you're not.
you're
just being immature.
fucking authentic, Crimes. You're fucking authentic.
Oh yeah,
It's
100%.
fucking pathetic.
You see, this is what video
No,
essays did to
Sahara, not pathetic, authentic. Drop that P, replace with the motherfucking O. He is authentic. It's a level beyond pathetic.
Yeah.
This is what video essays did to YouTube, where they edit them, but they also don't want to do different takes.
Yes.
So they just leave shit like this, and
yeah.
I mean, there are like good video essayists out there. Like Friendly Space Ninja is one of my favorites. Like that dude makes really entertaining and funny and like videos, like essays and lists about like various movies. But like the difference is his content like is actually good. Like he's actually interested in the medium. He like talks about movies and shows. Whereas videos like this are basically just meant to be like incredibly preachy and like pander to an echo chamber.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
About, right? But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay, let's look at the facts. Let's take a hard look at what's being presented. Hello, boy. The boy is being presented. Look at him presenting.
Oh, save that cat.
And
We gotta save that
this is an
cat.
actual conspiracy or a conspiracy theory. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh my god, bro, focus on the video.
Let's lay some groundwork here. As I sees it, every conspiracy theory is more or less made of the same handful of parts. Number one, there's always the conspirators. There are the people involved in making the conspiracy a reality. A second boy.
Oh my god, bro.
Focus on the video.
Yes, bro. Dude, this guy plays with this cat more than fucking Emmeline, my guy. Fucking Christ.
It's like, oh my god.
It's like, yes, I get it, my guy. You have a pet, but can you please just lock the pet out of the room for like 30 fucking minutes, please? Oh my god.
Yeah.
The boy has come to us this day. The second piece is the plot.
Wait, who are the
However,
conspirators?
nefarious deeds are being
My guess is the conspirators are people like Asmongold, like the Gamer Gators. Like I think he's probably gonna go more in details like later, but I think now he's just like outlining like his like methodology.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of what he's doing right now.
Okay.
planned out in the background, always in secret. The third is, of course, the evidence to
Which there is many of, which I'm guessing that you're going to completely ignore and gaslight us about throughout this entire video.
support said plot. And the fourth and last thing is the group, the target that is put to blame by all the evidence presented.
Yeah,
I
gamers.
wonder who he thinks the scapegoat's going to be. Could it be the poor little innocent corporations who've done nothing wrong? No, they're totally not pro-corporate, guys.
So why does he have a
Like,
why does he have a hack at the end of scapegoat there? Why does he have a hack right there?
Oftentimes there is an overlap with the conspirators, but quite frequently there is a bigger, more
Oh wait, my bad. That's
nebulous
not a
group
hack. That's a slash. My bad. I got it wrong. Yeah.
Let me see.
that is put to blame for everything going on. And mind you, throughout
Oh yeah, I don't know.
this whole thing, conspiracy or conspiracy theory, there is very much a no coincidences type attitude. There is a pattern. There is a connection. Everything is connected, you know? However, the difference is that one is much more verifiable.
You get it? Your cat's cute and the
Oh no, he has two.
Oh
Damn, you
shit!
just got fucking wee-weed. How'd that feel? That's what I fucking thought.
Oh my god,
Yeah, seems like
save
pretty,
these
seems like pretty
cats.
solid framework, if I do say so myself. So now let's take a look at the Sweet Baby stuff. I scoured the internet, including that awful Kiwi Farms article.
We get it. You hate Kiwi Farms. Let's move on to something else.
Yes, please.
This guy has the personality of white
A
bread.
pretty good summary of this whole
At least white bread can be
goings
tasty.
on. Number
Yes.
one, the conspirators. Obviously, Sweet Baby Inc. and companies like them. Number two, the plot.
Hang on, pause,
They want
pause.
to ruin games.
The women who write these games at their core hate all men, the new woke orthodoxy, destroy whiteness and the nuclear family, invade the game industry with their DEI and ESG bullshit, pushing the poison of diversity and inclusion, companies that specializes in ESG. Okay?
Which, like, I mean, most of them are. I mean, most of those are like proven. Like, I mean, some of them are a little bit more like abstract. I mean, I don't really know what the deal with like what the nuclear family has to do with any of this, but I mean, and poison
It's
of
literally-
diversity and
it's literally
inclusion
just-
isn't exactly the words I would use, but like most of these are true.
Mm-hmm.
By injecting wokeness, DEI, all that good stuff into video games. I desperately looked to
there's
find
two.
something more specific than
Oh.
just diversity being forced into video games.
No, you didn't. Oh yeah, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't,
No,
my
you
guy.
didn't.
No, you didn't.
It's like, oh, I looked to find something more specific. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
You basically just looked at them and just basically decided to make up. Like,
Does he have his
oh my
freaking
God,
sources in
no,
the
you didn't.
description? Did he put them in there? Jeremy, check if he put his descriptions
Let me go see. Let me go see. Let me see. Oh, looks like I have some notifications. I'll check.
You have 9.
Let me see.
Oh wow, one Wired article and one Kotaku. His source is fucking Kotaku.
Oh, yeah, this video totally is biased for everything. Totally not biased, guys. Totally. Oh yeah. Let's put, speaking of Kotaku, did you hear? They literally straight up lied about Mr. Beast.
Oh,
Like,
really?
they literally made an article that said that basically one Kotaku writer wrote an article that said Mr. Beast said that life is easier when you're broke. But then I found out from Az's video on it that he actually said that like life is hard when you travel a lot and it's good to wake up in your own bed. So yeah, these people are like so blatantly dishonest.
How the hell do you twist that into life is easier when you're broke?
Nothing much.
No, these people are insane.
Yes.
Again, insane and willfully ignorant.
Insane.
But alas, my Sherlock Holmes level of ability to scour the internet was apparently
don't.
not
No, you fucking
No, no.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Arthur.
Yeah, it's
Boyle,
all elementary, my dear
bring my
crimes.
case-
Sure.
You sure think highly of yourself, don't you?
Yes.
No. But
They
no,
really like sucking their own dick.
Bill Ferrell's Sherlock Holmes would have put more effort in it than you.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You
Don't remind me of that.
Oh my god.
You reminded me of it. Now I gotta go.
You're so fucking fat. My legs are falling asleep.
Oh my god!
And
You
get
can make a
them
drinking
off
game
your
out of the one
lap
with
and
the-
get them out the room then.
It's like once or twice, okay, it's cute, but like the more you do it, it's like this video's long enough as it is. We don't need you playing with your cats to pad it out more.
Dude, fucking.
Like, oh my god! Like at least with Anthony's video, he didn't interrupt the video every 5 seconds to play with like cats. Yeah, I'm literally. This dude's making me like say something positive about Anthony Grabuglia.
Oh
It's that
no!
To be honest, this guy's making me want to watch an ant video instead.
Oh.
It's like seriously, how no? It's like I know this dude's like low hanging fruit, but like this is like this dude is like a gold mine.
Yes,
of
yes.
Like I can see people, so many like YouTubers getting like mileage out of responding to this dude.
Ooh,
All I'm saying is we're
Number
only 7
3,
minutes in.
the evidence presented. I got quite a bit here. The first bit of evidence that they have is the company website containing their.
I mean, that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong.
Hang on,
All
Jeremy.
right.
Can you
The second
pause
piece-
and go back so we can read the company statement?
Oh yeah, okay.
Founded
there
in
it is.
2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry. Yeah, sure it is. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everybody.
Oh, it's a conspiracy, right?
But again, it's
It
like,
looks like
but
admit
again,
what they're doing on their own site.
Yes.
And people like this
yeah,
want to.
in fact, I think this, the Sweet Baby, reminder, the Sweet Baby Inc. website actually shut down. At least this version. I think this video was actually made.
Wait,
I don't know. I don't remember when the Sweet Baby Inc. website, because I think this is the old layout of the website.
Yeah, it looks like the older
Sweet Baby Inc.
layout.
Which so I think this video was made like before they like redid the whole website. Which again, another point that's not in Sweet Baby Inc.'s favor.
Yeah,
they really did. They really
Mission
did
statement.
redo the whole thing.
All right. The second piece of evidence is just straight up showing the images of people who work.
I have the. You want to compare that to the?
I mean, there's like a little bit more to it than that. There's the things that they said and
the games that they worked on being low quality.
Wasn't there a whole presentation that they were doing?
Yeah. She was at.
The only thing is, it's like the only response I've heard from like Sweet Baby Inc. defenders is that they were like taking it out of context, and that like the whole thing about like whatever she said, like making devs uncomfortable is like, or whatever she said. Is that what she said? I don't even remember.
I just said something.
You gotta make.
She said like make them feel uncomfortable to the point where like they're afraid they'll lose their jobs or whatever the hell, some shit like that.
Yeah, no, apparently
blackmail.
She was like either joking or she meant something else by that or some other thing. Like they either say that or they just straight up don't mention it. Like no, conveniently every single bit of evidence of Kim Belair and Sweet Baby Inc. saying that they're doing directly what we claim they're doing is just magically out of context. It's just struck by the out of context fairy. Just out of context. All this evidence, it's out of context. But the actual context is either non-existent or easily able to poke holes into it.
Magically.
And yeah, it's like these people, again, it's honestly hilarious how lazy. Like there is so much evidence for the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, and yet pro Sweet Baby Inc. people have no arguments.
Yes.
The minute they're like the like 1 to 2 arguments they have fall apart, they literally just go into denial mode. And it's like it's hilarious.
It's the fact that it's a consultation
the company. I'm sure
is insane.
It's just a coincidence that they all happen to be women.
That's not even true.
Yeah,
is that a guy right there?
No, you're not doing that. Which, like, again, A, no, and B, literally, no, it is not. These people are so intellectually dishonest. No, we do not hate Kim Belair because she is a woman. We do not hate X person. Like, they always love to. We're the only people bringing up, like, race and like gender.
She's for some reason
like they all whenever they criticize, and they always ignore the many times they go after people like J.J. Abrams or Ryan Johnson or Mark Hamill, and it's again, they're the only ones that are seeing this. It's like, oh, you criticized this one. It's like, hey, that Uwe Boll film sucked, and he can't take criticism. Oh, well, you just hate German people then. It's like, no, that's such a blatant reach. That's insane.
Kim Bell is just for some reason the only person who she made her business to run her mouth everywhere about the company.
I think either Anita Sarkeesian or Zoe Quinn actually work at one of these consulting companies.
I think they at least try to.
Anita still works at one of these consulting
companies.
Companies.
That's another one. That's like these.
That's another thing. It's
People
the
of
fact
color?
that these are consultation groups. And it's not like consulting groups for video games weren't a thing before. It's just consultant groups before were all about helping devs with video game engines and helping with the actual technology.
Yeah, the actual quality control. None of this garbage.
The actual game part, there were consulted, and this fucking narrative consultant bullshit is just so pointless and stupid, and it just reeks of people who can't make shit on their own doing this to get their foot in the door in what's the trendy industry right now.
And oftentimes the showing of these uncensored LinkedIn profiles, by the way,
they blocked out the names. They did not
what?
They didn't block out the names.
Oh, okay.
Which again, it's like, which again, it's going to be very hypocritical when this dude does not, again, this dude doesn't mention, the fact that Kabrutus, the whole Kirst Kindred Kabrutus thing, which he's not even going to mention because he either didn't know that it happened, or he does know and he's ignoring it. Basically, because if they realize, or if he does, he's probably, or no, I haven't even seen them try to justify Kirst Kindred's actions. They just ignored it.
I just skimmed the Sweet Baby and the current Sweet Baby website. It removed every mention of diversity, inclusion, and
you're kidding.
I'm not. Go to it right now.
Okay, let's see.
And compare it to what's in the video.
Sweet Baby Inc. Okay. Here's the website.
Compare it to the version in the video and what it's.
Okay, wait, just hold on. Let's verify. There we go. Okay, Sweet Baby Inc. is an award-winning team. Okay. Son of a gun. They removed 90%. The fact that they still have suicides, I know they technically worked on it, but imagine,
the fact that they're
they technically did a lot. They completely rewrote backstories.
We worked on script writing, banter, cutscenes, barks, and audio logs. Well, so you're the fucking reason that game's writing was so damn ass.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't exactly a ring. This isn't really a ringing endorsement, my guys.
I would have taken Anthony Birch taking over all the writing for Suicide.
Birch. Oh no,
God,
no.
I remember when Borderlands was good, man.
Anyway,
by the way, are paired with fun images like this one.
What? Okay, so
again,
dude, it's just
was literally harassed by Kirst Kindred. Literally harassed by Kirst Kindred, guys, but nope. Clearly this image is far more offensive than literal blatant harassment of a random Steam user. Again, ignore. And
look at this. These are the people writing our games, right? So the bad fucking SBI writers, then a guy ready to blow his brain out. Dude, it's just a humorous fucking image that's supposed to get the point across. These people are ruining our games. It makes me want to kill myself. It's just humorous, my guy. What's the problem with this?
Again, these people cannot. Again, anything like this, they take as completely like some kind of offensive, like, because again, dark humor for them doesn't exist. It's
No.
just for them, genuine dark humor doesn't exist. It's just an excuse to be bigoted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, whoever made this image, like, didn't like they could have picked a better like image without like all those watermarks and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a great example of using charged imagery. Oh yeah, and this is also a great example.
Charged imagery?
of
Charged
using-
imagery. Oh no, a man pointing a gun to his head.
No,
Sure.
you're not about to do that. No, absolutely not.
Oh my
no.
god.
You are
Jewish.
not about to claim that it's because she's Jewish. No,
She doesn't even look all that Jewish. She looks more black than Jewish.
Absolutely not. You are not about to do that. Again, if Tim Belair was a straight white Christian male and was doing this stuff, they would get the exact same amount of criticism.
I didn't even know she was Jewish until like
Johnson
right now.
AJ
Yeah, what the fuck?
But they only focus on them when the person criticized just happens to belong to a minority, as if like the only reason you could ever I mean, it's like, seriously, like, look at Bill again. There are several times when it's been done bad. It's like, nope, it only has to do with that, which is so disingenuous and slimy. So it basically just means that people like Kim Belair are just void from criticism because the only reason you could criticize them is due to those outside factors. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Again, you're the only person bringing it into there because that's all you see.
That I mentioned earlier as well. The third bit of evidence that they have are screenshots of some of the games that they worked on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good indicator of what they do.
Lines or some of the games.
But it's just a conspiracy.
Okay,
Oftentimes these includes lines or imagery that is deemed political.
Look at this, my guy. It's Black Lives Matter. That's a political organization.
Another white butthole deciding what I get to do, how I get to do it. Yeah, that totally sounds natural.
Yeah.
And not at all forced or something.
How I get to do it?
The writer's hidden
Like,
agenda.
I can hear that from like,
wait, which
like
game is it?
I could literally see that line being said in like an edgy Darman clone like Generation Hope. Like, not Darman themselves because they for some reason because Darman tries to be family friendly. But in something like Generation Hope, I could definitely see something like this.
Wait, which game is this though? Is this Force?
I don't even know.
I think it's Alan Wake 2, probably. They did work on that game.
Oh no!
Poor Alan Wake 2. That game should have been so great, but no, it's complete shit.
Nope.
I don't really know much about Alan Wake 2, so I can't really.
Long-awaited sequel. Long-awaited sequel to a cult classic game.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we talking about, Alan?
Piece of evidence that they like to show off are tweets.
No, is this Chris Skinner? Oh wait,
I usually get grossed out when straight white rich people kiss, but even I think those two are pretty cute. Okay, that post can't be shown anymore. 20-year-old hotshot, no, but the statement "when I grow up" made me feel like a giant blank. Shut up, Jamie. I know I am.
Wait, is he saying?
Oh, and the two of the things. Why and the two things that say they're 10 plus years old. Hey, Crimes New Roman. That argument only works if they don't believe that anymore. Like the reason people make that argument isn't just, it's old, so it's none. No, it's because because it was said at an older point in their life. Like, for example, like a good example would be like Hunter Avalon used to be like a super like right wing dude.
Yeah.
But then like he changed to be more left wing, so therefore the arguments that he said in those old right wing videos don't really represent him now. Okay, so you can't really hold him accountable for those right-wing like arguments. Okay, unless Felix at home, do you have any proof that they don't stand by these anymore?
Is this supposed to be in the
then this argument doesn't apply. This argument doesn't apply.
Dude, I literally...
Again, if you actually...
Go on,
Jeremy.
That's
the thing. If you actually pay attention to these videos, then you can see that these arguments are so bad. But again, people are not... The people that these are aiming for, they're not meant to pay attention. They're just meant to just blindly agree with everything they're saying, no matter how ridiculous or false it is. But if you actually look and see what they're saying, then you realize that he's just talking nonsense.
Dude, I literally ran into this motherfucking shit like the past day because fucking Razor X caught wind that we made a video on his fucking Jurassic Park has always been progressive video, whatever the hell it was. What?
I'm just saying, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he found it. And he basically said, like, oh, he's a critical drinker simp or whatever the hell he called me. I'm like, my guy, clearly you haven't kept up with my videos. I'm not a drinker fan anymore. Did you not watch that video I made? And then he was like, well, that still doesn't make up for the fact that you white knighted him for so long or whatever the hell. It's like, my guy, you can't really hold that against me. Yeah, it's like,
these people on it. Yeah, these people have also called me a critical drinker simp several times, which, like, truth be told, like, I'm kind of I do generally have positive things on the drinker, but there's, like, I will admit he's not, like, the best creator. Like, he is tend to be very, like, simplistic, but, like, the fact of the matter is so many videos about drinker are, like, so inaccurate and rage baity that, like, I'm like, hey, stop doing that. But then it's like I swear to God, these people are so like these people are like can say like the most slanderous stuff about these creators. But then when someone like me says, hey, stop lying about people that I like, that's not cool, they suddenly turn around and go, oh well, the simp is mad that he's criticizing a creator that he likes. Oh my God. And it's like I get this stuff all the time. Because that's how they rationalize criticism. It's like, I'm fine with people that criticize content creators. I literally found Shady Durags because of his criticism of Shafrillis's Elsa video. Like, I literally found him because of that.
Shady Durags is a great creator. I love his videos.
Dude, we gotta watch Shafrillis's inhibitor chip video one day. I really want to watch that. But anyway, Jeremy, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I saw JJ respond to some of it. But yeah, it's like, I mean, generally, I will say Shaf definitely does have some like bad takes, but I mean, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's like people like this like can't imagine they just brand you as like a simp or this because that's the only reason that you could possibly take issue with their criticism because that's how because again these people view things through the lens of team sports, and it's like. Yeah, there's, like, stuff I agree with Drinker on. There's stuff that I don't agree with Drinker on. I like some aspects. I don't like others. He's, like, he's just a reviewer that's, like, perfectly fine. It's just that so many people, like, just straight up, like, lie. And it's like, oh, well, you're saying that every video about Critical Drinker is... Like, no. Not every video about negative video about Critical Drinker is lying. But this is just the vast majority of them basically try to frame him as this evil dictator or evil like far right person that like sees whenever a woman is in a movie for more than 5 seconds and isn't just eye candy. And it's like those videos far outweigh the few tiny critical of Drinker that actually make some good like points and don't frame him as this ridiculous straw man.
Whenever I hear about someone being an evil dictator, I just think of Kikassia. That Nostalgia Critic movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And out of context clips from talk.
Oh, out of context. Boom! And wow, that didn't pay. Well, of course.
Yep.
Speak of the devil. out of context.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I just hope he provides the context then. Like, what context am I supposed to take it
People who work
in?
at the company have given at GDC. And if you're assuming that these tweets and GDC clips are completely devoid of any real examples of their actual work on these games, you would be correct in
What?
No, you'd be wrong.
and the last bit of
Actual
evidence
work?
that is thrown
Wait. You're not going to explain the. Oh my God! No.
He's not
no,
gonna explain it.
Is he seriously just? He's not even showing the clip or explaining. He's just claiming it's out of context.
How
Oh
is
my
it
God.
out of context if you don't give us the context, my guy?
Of course.
This video's
Why not?
32 minutes. You spent more time playing with your cats than giving these supposed context. Oh my God! This is so. People fall for this stuff.
My
People
God.
actually are stupid enough to fall for this blatant
my
dishonesty.
fucking Christ.
It's hilarious.
Oh my
Because
God.
again, these people.
around quite oftentimes is the fact that there is a Steam group called
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Here
This
we
is-
go.
Sweet Baby Ink Detected, more on that later, that the company,
Oh, I'd love to see you.
Sweet
Oh,
Baby
yeah,
Inc.,
that'd be great.
tried to get banned and removed off of Steam.
Which they did. And they
Mhm.
harassed Kabrutus deleting his Steam page.
Yes.
And by the way, and by the way, someone hacked the Discord and of Kabrutus Sweet Baby Inc. and basically got it deleted. They got it, like someone hacked it. I mean, it's back now, but like someone actually hacked and got rid of the Discord, and it was like gone for a fair bit.
Mhm.
But so yeah, more evidence of suppression. But okay, it's just a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. Tinfoil hat.
Jeez, I hate to. I'm trying to
More
hate
on
to.
that later. Now the fourth
Oh my
thing, of course, is
fucking God.
Why do you keep burping?
Stop
Jackass?
burping, my guy.
Fine.
Yes.
You're not taking a fucking coke.
Now.
How the hell is he
This video
burping
doesn't
this
need
much
to be
from a
30
fucking
minutes long.
Capri Sun, my guy? Oh
Watch
my
him
God.
target.
Watch him crack a fart
my
after
goodness.
this.
Oh,
Now we're
God.
at the scapegoat
The
section.
scapegoats,
So, here,
yay.
let me see if I can get. He's basically going to say that people like Kim Belair and all these other people are just poor, innocent, whittle CEOs that are being bullied by the, check notes, several random Kiwi Farms users and YouTubers.
Yes.
That and it's like that somehow have more power and influence than them, I guess. That's basically what he's going to say.
The broader group singled out. Now, if you take a gander at this kind of discussion on tamer parts of the internet, like YouTube or on Reddit, you will
Reddit is a tamer part of the internet.
That is the definition of a r/YouTube drama alone is like r/YouTube drama alone. I mean, it kind of depends. Like some subreddits are pretty chill, but others are like watching a like fiery car crash
Yes.
in like form. Like especially YouTube drama. Like literally go spend 10 seconds on r/YouTube drama. It's literally like watching a flaming car crash.
It's literally
It
like
is
the
a-
island from Lord of the Flies after Jack and the Choir Boys took it over.
Pretty much. And then you have like and then there's like chill ones that are basically just like kind of funny memes.
Mhm.
It's but that's kind of the thing with like subreddits. Given how there's like so many niches, it's gonna get chaotic.
see only nebulous references to SJWs, to
Nebulous references. Okay, pal, sure. Totally
Okay,
nebulous.
speaking of the devil, here. And where's the proof that this company did any of that? Who's to say that the devs themselves didn't? And what are a few pride flags in a game series in modern New York gonna hurt people so effing what? Look, I'm not going to hold your hand through this. Do the research if you want more. Every game they touched has been a death kiss.
What are you
Mhm.
talking about?
Spider-Man 2.
And again, these are two, which like A, these are two random Redditors,
Mhm.
but like on B, which again, he is like correct, and it's like the few times it's like, oh wow, and it's like, I cannot think of a single Sweet Baby Inc. game that either was like pretty much every Sweet Baby Inc. game either was a massive, infamous failure, or is a game that literally nobody has ever heard of.
Yes.
I cannot think of a game that they've made that has been a part that they've made and been a part of that was on the same level as something that had the same level of popularity as something like Black Myth Wukong or Astrobot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't. I literally can't. At best, they will make a game that some people that might be decent and gets like a niche community, or at worst, they'll make Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what would you say? What about
Mr. Redman here is completely right.
Yes.
Vague, but right.
Agenda, and that is where the blame is being put. That is the target.
I mean, among other things,
Mm-hmm.
among several other things, but okay.
That is being made for all of this ire has resulted by this evidence. But if you go to Kiwi Farms,
my God, this dude mentions Kiwi Farms more than Keffels.
Kiwi Farms lives in this man's head rent-free.
What happened to Keffels?
Oh, basically what happened with the whole Keffels Kiwi Farms things, it's a long story, but
I know that. I was saying, where
version
Keffels
is basically
now?
Some random website was, harassing Keffels, and instead of going after that website, she went after Kiwi Farms, and then, all heck broke loose. Willie Mack's show has made, several videos on the whole Keffels thing. I'm sure several other people have, too.
Destiny?
Yeah. Which, I mean, what about Destiny?
He ironically, maybe not defended, but he kept silent about the whole Destiny shit. With all this bullshit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing about the whole well, I mean, thankfully he did recently release a video. Well, I mean, A, Willie did release a video massively criticizing Destiny, and B, it's Willie Mack still makes great content. The dude his video essays not only have really good information, but they have a good presentation. He's still pretty
It's getting hard for me to take him seriously after he was silent about Destiny doing all that bullshit about after July.
Which, yeah, I do think that is I do agree that is hypocritical. About if Hassan said that stuff, he would have been 100% on that. But that I do think is hypocritical. But one bad action doesn't outdo a ton of Willie's other things. Content creators mess up and do stupid things all the time. One dumb mistake isn't enough to ruin someone's entire
It doesn't feel like a dumb mistake to me. It feels like he's covering for Destiny's bullshit.
I mean, either way, Willie's definitely off the Destiny train now, so.
At least there's that, I guess.
The quiet part out loud quite a lot.
So they are the
reason for
cucking men and adding NWAs into video games.
Yes, clearly one random key. Yeah, and again, that's another thing they love to do. Taking random people that say outlandish stuff and grouping them in with the majority. That's what they love to do. They love to do stuff like this. Yes, I'm sure this random dude represents the vast majority of people. I'm sure he does. Oh, wait, or maybe he doesn't, and it's just a random... Again, it's no isolated case. It's just... It's I can't even read this last one. So they were... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it's just the same thing that that the top one says. It just says, "May they crash and burn," which okay and okay.
Oh god, that's circus music.
You seek absolution by making an offering to the melanins and alphabets.
It's because there's actual racists doesn't mean
I can't even read half this shit.
It's because there's actual racists out there doesn't mean that what people are criticizing Sweet Baby Inc. over is not true.
Who even talks who call the melanins and the alphabets?
It's just
okay,
slang.
Mr. 1800s.
Okay, Mr. Penguin Man.
People do talk like that when it comes to
openly shoehorned NWA worship.
Gee, wow. Okay.
Oy vey. Oy vey.
I mean, okay, I'll definitely give him credit for that. The stuff he found was like spicy, but there's like no real proof that this represents the broader movement.
Yes. The Legion of Jewish-backed pop talking heads. Canadians are only slightly lower on my list of groups that are a plague on the world and deserve cleansing nuclear fire. Hellfire.
Honestly, that is like so tame in comparison to the other stuff you showed.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of based, actually.
I mean, Canada does have some good stuff though, like Baby No Money.
I mean, but they also invented penicillin, which is my fucking kryptonite. So
they also They're also killing their own veterans, you know.
Yes.
Wait, no, I don't.
Are we still talking about games though? Like,
I don't know anymore.
Loaded with
he's just finding random posts.
You haven't even gotten to the 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
Ad.
Oh my god, an ad. Oh my god, a game that actually looks fun. Holy shit! I did.
Man.
Well,
What it is? Oh.
well, it looks like it. It looks.
Oh.
And even after listing all that out, it's still just boring. Like the evidence.
Then why are you talking about
it? Yeah, it's so boring that I decided to make a 32-minute video about it instead of actually talking about it because I wanted to get views by validating my audience's opinions.
Mm-hmm.
This is just so lame. I mean, like, take for example, instead something like Stuxnet. It was designed to very.
I think he's gonna explain.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Again, I'm not against this guy, but I think he's gonna explain. I mean, I'm against this guy, but
yeah.
Subtly disrupt Iran's nuclear enrichment facilities.
All right, I'm out.
Only discovered because it
I
accidentally spread outside of the facility onto civilian computers.
Wow, that sounds interesting. Maybe you could make a video about that instead of whining about Sweet Baby Inc. if you find it so boring. How about that? Why not just do that? I could see a video about that. That sounds potentially interesting. But no,
yeah, it does.
Instead, you're just going to, say the same 4 pro Sweet Baby Inc. talking points that we've heard a million times and stretch it out to a 32-minute video so you can get ad revenue.
Yay.
Yay.
This thing went undetected for years and years and would have remained that way because of the incredibly subtle way in which it disrupted the automated processes that were used in enriching uranium. Seriously, I highly recommend reading the book Sandworm. It's about the history of cyber warfare. There's a lot of cool stuff in it, inclinging that.
Cool, why don't you make a video on it, my guy? Yeah.
It's like even
interesting.
What is the structure of this video? I don't understand anymore.
That sounds potentially interesting.
I don't know, Eric.
Make a video about that instead of the stupid Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Beats.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he went on a rant and he's like, "Oh, here's this one good thing."
You may have noticed a few things from the evidence which I presented.
Yeah, the fact that you basically presented them in the most disingenuous and dishonest way possible in order to make your points appear more valid.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing is that all of this is public.
Okay.
And
so what? So what? Like all of it.
Wait, so
public.
Does that help or detract your point? I don't understand.
He's trying to claim that because the evidence that was found was public, then that means that it's invalid. Which, yes, it's public and it's real, and it's stuff that they willingly said. Like, how is that in any way denial?
Oh, because they're not hiding the evidence, that would make it false?
No, it's basically because that it's not a conspiracy because it's not evidence because it's public, and therefore, if it's public, they're not trying to hide it, therefore it isn't bad. It's such circular logic.
Okay.
All of it. Tweets, GDC talks, LinkedIn profiles.
Okay. Yeah, GDC profile. Yeah, GDC conferences aren't exactly available to the broader public.
Yeah.
And tweets, tweets are not GDC tweets and LinkedIn's are not like available to the wider public. Like, yeah, they're public, but like not to the extent like a YouTube video would be public or a national news story would be public.
Yes.
Like that's like okay, like a GDC conference will be like only for like the GDC people. A Twitter pro, and it's like it would only be for people in that sphere. It's not going to be for everyone. So yes, it may not be as discreet as the thing as like a secret like thing, but like, and they may not be trying to like hide it in that sense. The reason they didn't like try to hide it wasn't because there's nothing to hide. It's because they didn't think they needed to hide it. They didn't think they needed to hide this stuff because they didn't think massive amounts of people would find it and expose them.
Yeah, exactly.
Company website. I mean, I dug so far within the Kiwi Farms thread.
Oh my god, Jesus.
I'm a press X to doubt on that. Bro just probably scrolled to page 217, took a snip, and then put it in the video.
Take a drink every time this dude mentions Kiwi Farms, plays with his cats, or goes on an irrelevant tangent. We're gonna die of alcohol poisoning before we even get past the 20-minute mark.
So yeah,
4chan.
Everyone who's been watching the video up till now, just go back and start that drinking game right now. Anyway,
and
go on.
Hopefully you'll die before the video.
We are not liable to be sued if you get alcohol poisoning.
Everywhere, looking for some bit of hard evidence, some leaked memo or document, some legit.
Why would it need to be leaked?
There is evidence. Just because they weren't trying to actively hide it doesn't mean that the evidence is admissible. Again, they didn't hide it because there wasn't anything to hide. They hid it because they didn't think they had a reason to hide it. It's basic logic. Basic. They're not going to hide it if they don't think. Again, it's just
legitimate examples of these people going in, being like, I am changing this white person to a black
moron. They aren't going to be that explicit with it.
Yeah.
Okay, people are that's another thing. These people are not going to just like announce what they do because they're not stupid. They're not going to just blatantly announce what they're doing.
They're dumb, but they're not stupid.
Yeah, but even
what the heck? Like, you're so dumb. Like, people are not stupid enough to announce the evil actions that they're gonna do. They're going to do it in secret or hide behind other things. Like, imagine that's just the basic ethics of dishonesty.
Yes.
People will hide behind like covers or use certain language and use lies and half truths. That like Kim Belair is not going to come out here and go, "Mwahaha, I'm Kim Belair and I'm going to change every single white character into a black character." Which isn't what she's doing. Like, but like even then, it's not. People aren't going to be this like upfront and clear because the point of what they're doing is that they're hiding it from you. Like, basically what he's doing is he's basically saying this isn't a conspiracy theory. This isn't true because this evidence isn't admissible because they aren't hiding it in the way that conspiracy theorists, in the way that evidence is usually hidden, which which is such a dumb argument that easily falls apart.
Something I think is lost on these type of people is that they don't seem to understand actions. They don't seem to think actions speak louder than words. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Suicide Squad. They replace.
Is something these people will never understand. They think that if you either they think these people will never understand that phrase. They think that if you have good intentions, that literally anything you do in the name of those good intentions, even if it's ironically like really bad, doesn't matter because you have those good intentions.
Yes.
They will never understand that phrase.
I was just gonna add. I mean, even if they don't say they're gonna replace all the white characters, it's like, well,
They're
we have
still doing
Deadshot.
it.
He was already established as a white guy.
To be white, yes.
They want to replace Spider-Man with Miles Morales,
Yes.
and then you got the God of War thing where they replaced Angraboda, what, right?
Angraboda, yeah, they made her black.
I'm just like, it's not evidence. It's not. It's still a conspiracy, apparently.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like a conspiracy theory expert would know that things aren't like up front. People who do like shadowy government like things will hide it because they don't want it to be found. Mm-hmm. But again, it's like they are hiding, and the things that he claims they aren't hiding, which like, yes, it's public, but it's only public because they didn't have a reason to hide it. They didn't think people would find it.
They didn't think that there would be this big of an uproar over it. No.
Yeah, exactly.
But then when people found out, they were like, oh shit, people are finding out. So they changed the website. They got on the defensive. They're doing and again, to be fair, I'm pretty sure this video came out before the Sweet Baby Inc.'s website shut down and they changed that stuff. So I'm not going to hold that against him. But at the same time, it just proves the point. That they are doing that. Does match the conspiracy theory that he's describing. It just didn't at the time.
Yep.
Gay trans woman. And I couldn't find anything.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
Going on.
Yeah.
Because that's like going to a chicken restaurant and it's like, I want to see where in the restaurant they have the giant tower made out of waffle fries and chicken strips that they use as a satellite to locate the missing lost city of Atlantis. It's like, of course you're not going to find that because what you're trying to find doesn't exist.
Yeah, these people are just
on these rants and stuff. I'm just really passionate about this stuff.
With these people, it seems like either you have the full proof or it doesn't exist to them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, it's like if it isn't 100% foolproof, it's like, and then it's like, because again, there's no room for areas of again, they'll always ignore everything. But yeah,
you think he'd present that though? If he didn't find anything.
This boy, look at this boy that I just.
Oh my god!
Shit. Take a drink.
Take a shot.
And he was cute the first 2 times, but you do it throughout the video, it just derails everything.
Yes.
Found.
Yes.
There was nothing about a whistleblower or anything. There was.
Why would there be, my guy?
Probably shot him.
What whistleblower? You just said Crimes in Roman. You just said that everything was public. What would there need to be a whistleblower for?
Yes.
What would there need to be a whistleblower
Why would there need to be
You yourself said everything was public. So why would there be a whistleblower?
Yes.
The whistleblower
I think he's talking.
Found it.
He might be talking about the.
Oh my god.
The deeper aspects,
This guy is either incredibly intellectually dishonest or a genuine moron.
Both.
Why not both?
Yeah, such a bad video. It's really just sad.
Yes.
It's just a bunch of rage bait videos and articles.
Yes, of course. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Rage bait videos, okay. Not the product.
People circulating the exact same stuff over and over, all from the public domain. And I gotta say, that's pretty disappointing to have a.
Because again, no, it isn't.
Ironic that you're talking about disappointing stuff, CNR.
And going la 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 la, and just pretending it doesn't exist. because you don't want to admit that not everything is perfect. You don't want to admit that there's problems with it. And then here's the real malicious part. These people will weaponize stuff that people actually that people agree with in order to divert attention. Like they'll be like, "Oh, why are you talking about Sweet Baby Inc. when you should be talking about like microtransactions and abuse companies and stuff like that?" They'll weaponize genuine concerns that people agree with in order to divert attention away from that.
I mean, it's not even like complaining about that. It's like mutually exclusive. Like we can complain about Sweet Baby and microtransactions. It's not like we have to. It's not like we can only complain about one thing at a time, my guy.
Exactly. And again, I've seen these people talk about that. But again, these people continually say, "Oh, games aren't failing because of wokeness. It's failing because of X, Y, and Z." Cool. We agree. We just also think that like more than one thing. Where in any video from like someone like Hypnotic, Smash JT, Cabrutus, or anyone, show me the evidence of them verbatimly saying that microtransactions and all these other things have nothing to do with gaming, have nothing to do with the problems of gaming. I haven't seen any of them. I haven't seen any of them say that. But like they just keep making the straw man because they are weaponizing legitimate problems in order to make their position sound more legitimate.
Yeah,
like,
it's basic.
Again, it's malicious because it's like yeah, I agree that those are problems, but the problem is you're using those legitimate problems as a way to diverge from other legitimate problems.
It's literally the appeal to larger problems, Phelps. It's like, why do you have a problem with Sweet Baby Inc. doing all this stuff to video games? There's children starving in Africa, man.
Pretty much. Like, we can talk about multiple things at once. The problem is you're the ones that don't.
Yes.
Which, like, again, those are valid issues that need to be addressed. But the problem is you're using them to ignore other valid issues that also need to be addressed because they go against your worldview, go against your like ideology. Again, they just want to take this incredibly vast and complex discussion and simplify it down into just these gamers hate when people that aren't like them are different from them, and that's all. And it's like, no, it's not. And it's like, yeah, are there people like that? Of course, but it's wider than that. It's a wider discussion that they just want to ignore and represent in the most bad faith way possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory that doesn't actually have any documents that are supposed to be classified.
And again, they didn't need to be classified because they didn't think they needed to be classified. Mm-hmm. The moment they realized they were onto them, then they began classifying. And again, this video was made before the website shut down and when things got serious. Like, I think this was made somewhere, like, when was this video released? Let me see. March 17th. Okay, so this was like
this is like around last year, yeah.
Yeah, this was made like right around the infancy of the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff. Mm-hmm. So like, I will give credit that like a lot of the later stuff that we know now, he couldn't have known about because it didn't happen at the time.
Right.
But even so, yeah, like we can't say them like, because it's like, yeah, obviously he doesn't know about the Sweet Baby Inc. website shutting down because it hasn't happened yet. But at the same time, even with what was going on, there was enough evidence at the time to prove that what he's saying in this video is, inaccurate.
Exactly.
Isn't that like the whole point? I mean, this whole thing literally just revolves around looking at old tweets. Why couldn't they?
And again, that argument doesn't hold water unless you can prove that the people making those tweets don't hold by those stances anymore. Okay, I need to. Okay, I'm tiring myself out from the constant ranting. I need to take a lot.
Oh my God.
If at least like doctored some fucking fake document or something
here's
to make it at least seem
Jeremy,
interesting.
Jeremy,
The
pause.
second thing.
Oh, sorry.
All right, there's a new thing we can add to the drinking game. Take a shot every time he repeats an argument he made in this video. There we go.
Exactly.
Have any documents that are supposed to be classified. Isn't that like the whole point? I mean,
not even going to bother. I've said this multiple times.
This whole thing literally just revolves around looking at old tweets. Why couldn't they have at least like doctored some fucking fake document or something to make it at least seem interesting?
Oh my god.
The second
What
thing,
the fuck are you talking about?
yeah, that people
saying we don't put enough.
That
He's saying we don't put enough effort into making this look like a genuine conspiracy. It's like,
which again,
we're not talking about breaking into Area 51, you jackass.
It's like again, it's not that type of conspiracy theory. It's basically just, again, companies are hiring Sweet Baby Inc. in order to, make artificial changes in order to, make more artificially progressive stuff in order to like avoid criticism. And then that leads for people like Crimes New Roman to basically run defense for them and under the guise of what they think is fighting against bigotry. Again, people like Crimes New Roman are basically just useful idiots for these companies in order to act as their freelance PR team without them even realizing that they're doing it.
Right.
Bingo, Nemo.
In this bounty of evidence I have offered, there was nothing about the actual work that they have performed. There was no evidence, again, about someone going in and specifically changing things.
Because again, they're not going to be that blatant with it. They're not going to be that blatant with it because they're not stupid. Again, like Mr. Conspiracy Theory. Oh, I'm such an expert in conspiracy theories. But wait, this conspiracy theory isn't true because things aren't like deliberately spread out on the freaking table for everyone. Like, no, they're gonna hide it. They're going to subvert it. That's the entire point of a conspiracy theory.
It's not spread out enough for me to make a whole freaking bulletin board with red thread on it. It's not spread out enough, so it's not a real conspiracy theory.
The thing is, his entire argument so far is just, it's not a conspiracy theory because it's public information, which at the time they didn't realize needed to be hidden because they didn't think it was. And it's like, oh, there isn't like blatant evidence, which like they're not stupid enough to do that. They're not like, again, these people, again, they hide these things. They hide which is like the entire point of a conspiracy theory. Hiding malicious actions behind actions that either seem good or neutral. That there's something under the surface. You're not going to find actions. You're going to find stuff and clues that like allude to the bigger thing. You're not just going to, find the big thing immediately. That's not how conspiracy theories work.
Yes.
And you think that someone with a conspiracy theory that's like loves conspiracy theories would know that, but he's either being genuinely stupid or willfully ignorant. Because again, this video is made to validate the audience, to validate an audience of people who basically just want to hear everything is fine. Go back in your house. The only people that are making you upset is that like
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
It's like the scene in Naked Gun where Frank Drebin is standing like in front of that like exploding like building, and he's like, "Please disperse, nothing to see here, please."
Yeah. Fucking Christ.
Yeah, Naked Gun's a classic.
Oh yes, it is.
Even like a whole character, even like a line of dialogue, how something looks, literally anything. I mean,
Wait, before we go. I'm sorry, just one small segue. The original Police Squad series that Naked Gun was based on is also legit, like,
funny.
Awesome. Like,
yes.
I've seen all 6 episodes. It is so funny. Like, It is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, the Naked Gun movies are, like, classics. Like, only the first 2, the third one's kind of meh. But the original series definitely deserves its flowers too, and it is criminal that it only ended after 6 episodes.
Yes.
Even if we did get an absolute classic movie to make up for it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
A line of dialogue, how something looks, literally anything. I mean, for a little bit, there was a conspiracy within the conspiracy that these people changed the police officer from Alan Wake 2 from a white woman to a black woman.
Which
we proved.
Yeah. Which aren't you literally showing evidence that they did that?
How is it a conspiracy? Like, if it's true and we can prove it right here.
How are you claiming it's a conspiracy theory when you're literally showing the evidence?
Showing it, my guy.
Like, you're literally showing the evidence that they objectively did that.
Ugh.
Like, how? Like, oh my god.
My god.
Wow. I only watched like bits and oh my
this
god.
This is a fucking organized chaos level cell phone right here.
100%. 100%. I mean, again, I haven't seen enough of this dude's content to judge whether he's as bad as organized chaos, but he's definitely like approaching that level.
Yes.
Like at least he's making actual content as opposed to a lazy reaction stream.
Yeah, dude.
Or like,
have you seen? Have you seen Organized Chaos read comic books live on his fucking channel? That dude is boring, man. He just sits there and he's like, so today we are reading Detective Comics number 241. All right. It was a nice night in Gotham City. Nothing, no crime. He just sits there and reads it off in like his nasally ass voice and everything. He doesn't move, doesn't do voices, nothing. He's just so boring when he reads comic books off. My guy.
I've never really even paid attention to those comic book streams because he doesn't make them public and I don't really care.
Well, you kind of have to catch them live, but yeah, anyway, I digress.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I have, but it's like, I don't really care. Yeah. It's like, what is he? Like, I could literally just, yeah. It is, but it's like, and again, the people, like, again, like, the few people, and again, like, this, like, whole anti-Chud grift is like, it gives them views, like, again, like, most people regard Organized Chaos as a lolcow, but the few people that don't, they will defend him with their life. Mm-hmm. These people will worship Bob. They will literally like go after anyone who even remotely criticizes him. And I've like interacted with some of these people. They are psychotic. Like I honestly stopped interacting with them because it's like, I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's like it's kind of just draining having to deal with these people.
Yeah,
and they're ridiculous nonsense.
Yes. Anyway.
But then the game director came out and was like,
this is your brain when you're struggling.
The ad doesn't want us to see.
This is your brain.
This is your brain when you watch the cinema.
And staying there.
Fucking name?
That feels more like luck than something you can control.
That's literally not true.
Pause. The prevailing theory is that if it weren't Sweet Baby, Saga Anderson would have been portrayed by a white woman. Is that true? Well, it's impossible to say, but does it matter? Melanie LeBird did a great job in the role. And then Kyle Rowley says it's absolutely not true. I don't know who the hell that is.
To be fair, there is no... I mean, to be fair, even with Sweet Baby Inc. that wasn't involved, that... I mean, race swapping, like, characters in this manner has been a thing well before Sweet Baby Inc. Mm-hmm. So it is possible that they would have done it even without Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way, this guy's the game director on Alan Wake 2.
Melanie LeBird did a great job in the role. Isn't she voicing the character? Like, you can still keep the character the same race. You don't need to change the character. Like, wasn't it like animated? It's not live action. Like you can keep.
No, it's live action. They have live action.
She provided the voice and motion capture for Saga.
Oh, my bad then. Maybe it's only live action.
So she's a case of what we in the business call an ink suit actor. Even though she basically, even though she didn't physically portray the character, they portrayed the character off of her likeness anyway, right? Like the Keanu, like Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk 2077. Like Keanu didn't physically portray the guy because it's a video game, but Johnny's portrayal is obviously based off of Keanu Reeves because Keanu Reeves voiced him.
So kind of like when Robert Zemeckis tried that Image Movers Digital Entertainment, and made films like The Polar Express, Mars Needs Moms, that Jim Carrey French movie like that.
Yes. Yeah, it's basically when you make that's basically it. You make the character look like the actor portraying them, even though the actor isn't physically portraying them. Yes, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, before the company Image Movers Digital shut down after Mars Needs Moms, massive failure. They were actually planning on making a remake of Yellow Submarine, and you can actually find test footage of it existing on YouTube.
Wow. Well, how about that?
Jeez, people. Anyway.
So there goes that, I guess. God, I wish they at least fake something.
Seriously, oh my God, seriously, my guy.
Because all the evidence is real. My God.
Also, my guy, please invest in something. Because did you guys see that? He made a cut, and then it's when he turned his camera back on, there's this huge flash of light. Hang on, sorry, play it.
Wait, hold on.
God, I wish.
Look, did you see that?
Oh, yeah, oh my God! Yeah, the lighting. Again, I've seen bits of his other videos, and the lighting is fine. It's just for some reason
it's this video.
It's just lazy.
Again, maybe I don't know if he just didn't notice or he didn't care, but yeah, the lighting in this video is atrocious.
He doesn't care.
He didn't notice because he didn't care.
Wish they at least fake
I'm bored.
To make this more interesting. This is just I am about
take
to
your own advice. Make your video more interesting.
Yeah, appropriate. We're about to fall asleep as well because we're 12 minutes into this video.
Yes.
Let's sum up. His arguments are just Sweet Baby Inc. haters are dumb and bad, and they are bigoted. And Sweet Baby Inc. isn't an actual conspiracy theory because it isn't designed like a typical conspiracy theory.
Wow,
I think those are the only arguments he said 12 minutes in to a 32-minute video.
Yeah.
That some of you may have noticed is boy howdy, there appears to be quite a bit of racism.
Hang on, pause. So they're the reason for... Okay, we already read that. Okay, we already read these. All right, yeah.
Again, it's no, it couldn't be... And again, it's the problem is there are some people... Again, just because a few people are like that doesn't mean they represent the entire movement because it's not a hive mind. Look at the Goonergate. Obviously this came out before the Goonergate stuff. The Goonergate stuff massively split apart the whole movement. With some people going, no, we don't with people like Melanie Mack and John De La Rose going, oh, we don't like the sexualization. And then people like Smash JT going, no, we're fine with it. Again, that proves that these people aren't a hive mind, that they have their own opinions and perspectives. They just band together because a lot of them tended to overlap. And again, these are not notable YouTubers or figures. These are random people on kiwi farms who have no identity. They're random, no anonymous sources. And he's basically just trying to pin them all on. It's oh, these are all the people. It's no, that's not how that works because people are independent and will do things independent of a greater movement. The actions of a couple anonymous people don't represent the goals of a wider movement. Unless you can show and again, unless you can show actual figureheads of the movement, Grums.
It could be easy since he's a Sherlock Holmes, but
maybe you have a point. But when your only evidence is anonymous randos on kiwi farms and Reddit, then you just have nothing. You just have nothing. And again, there's a reason these people tend to go after popular creators, because it gets people in the algorithm. Like I literally I find these anti-chud slot videos every single day. Like so many times when I'm just browsing YouTube, I will find one of these slot videos in my recommended solely because I watch certain creators. Like I actually found out about Organized Chaos because a short of him roasting Drinker randomly popped into my feed.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's literally how I found out about him.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. Just how fucking
like basically what they do is they basically, and again, it's a double-edged sword. What they do is videos like this, videos like this, they appeal to the base audience of people that are for this stuff, and for the people against this stuff, like us, we're basically going to go and watch the video or make a comment and engage with the video. Which, technically, what we're doing is kind of playing into what he's doing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's kind of the point. Like you're going to get views because it's able to attract two people. You're going to get a mix of positive engagement and negative engagement, and it's just like easy money. All you have to do is just pump out a video, say the same easily debunkable arguments millions of times, and then just watch the engagement flow. Like it's genuinely lazy. Like it's genuinely on the same level of laziness as like those SS Sniper Wolf Gear reaction videos that Jax Films makes fun of on his Jax Films channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna head out for tonight. It was great, guys. But
bye, Sahara.
Yeah. Hope to see you guys soon.
And a whole lot of other general bigotry floating around here. And
also, do you want to put the tinfoil hat on or not? Like you keep taking it off and taking it on. Like pick one. Do you want it on or do you want it off?
It'd be like if I took my freaking cap off and then freaking kept putting it on again, my guy. Like, come on.
I'm sorry. I'm just kind of usually used to fair enough. Usually usually when I watch videos, they usually don't do that. And when I make my videos, I usually add on. But that's that's fair. I'm just saying it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Also, that tinfoil hat is probably insanely uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like you're gonna have to deal with that sitting on your head. That hot. I don't even know how tinfoil hats became into I get that the whole point is it protects your brainwaves, but tinfoil hats are probably so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They have sharp, crinkly metal on your head, and it's probably gonna make you so hot.
All right.
Yeah.
I do want to be remarkably clear, however, in that while there are absolutely deranged, racist, sexist, right-wing assholes, I do believe some of these people are legitimately just sheep. They are simply...
Okay.
My irony meter just exploded. Yeah, the useful idiot calling other people sheep. Yeah. Very, very ironic. This dude is this dude and people like him are literally playing right into corporations' hands.
Mm-hmm.
And they just think they're not corporate because, I say a mean thing about Disney every now and then. It's like, bruh, you might say one negative thing about Disney in between religiously defending them all the time. And then they'll be like, we're just hating them for the right reasons. Yeah, I do. Okay, here's the thing, though. You're going after people with genuine criticism.
The only time
they almost seem to talk about the people that are criticizing more than the actual thing that they're criticizing.
The one bad thing you said about Disney doesn't cancel out the 99 bad things you said about your other Disney haters. No.
Yeah, it's no, I may defend Disney and Ubisoft millions of times, but I said one negative thing. That means that I'm immune, which no, it doesn't.
I'm not shilling for Disney. Fucking Screen Crush.
Exactly. Because the thing is, these people Because the thing is, these people know that if people realize that they're doing this, then they'll be called out more. So they just try to pretend. But it's like, and again, they're just idiots. They're just idiots.
Yeah.
Scared of something that they do not know anything about and seemingly refuse to educate themselves on. So
again, the irony meter is exploding right now. It's like it's just exploding.
The goddamn needle broke
instead,
off.
they take the lowest common denominator solution as a means of making sense of, for some reason, there is more black people in video games.
That is not the argument.
My God.
That is never the argument.
It's not that there's more, it's that they're replacing.
Yes.
Please stop.
Please
Stop
stop,
Please.
my guy. Please.
Again, these people literally are looking at this massive discussion, and they're just like, "No, you're just mad that black people are in gaming." And people believe this. People believe this genuine nonsense. Like, yes, because because that's why we're just so bad that black people. No, it couldn't possibly be that these games are just mediocre garbage.
No.
No. And no, it's like why? It's so rage-inducing because these people are just so just dishonest, and people swallow it. They just again, you'll see people worship this. It's like, yeah, you're fighting the good fight. It's like, and they'll actively claim that they aren't grifters, even though their entire existence relies on other people.
Yes.
It's like, oh no, the people who literally hang on to other channels, literally their entire basis relies on them criticizing other channels and other people and blah, blah, blah. They're not grifters, but the people that have the audacity to review movies and comment on pop culture, they're the real grifters. That somehow makes sense in my addle-brained mind. It's just, and it's like these people populate film discourse.
Yes.
These people populate film discourse, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Every time a movie comes out, we have to deal with the same cycle of it getting hate and tons of getting hate and shilling, and then it comes out and there's hate and shilling. Throw away more hate and shilling, and it's like, I'm just tired. I just want to talk about movies. It's just exhausting at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You have criticism. Could you imagine if Siskel and Ebert were around today? They would get so much hate. They would get so much hate from our current film discourse because they didn't have. Well, I mean, they had biases, but they said what they felt about a movie. They said if it was good, it was good. If it didn't, it sucked. These people would have 100% said the exact same things they say about the hate grifters and rage baiters that they do about Siskel and Ebert. Can you imagine? Ebert's North review is basically a mini version of one of Mahler's Unbridled Rages.
Mm-hmm. I hated this movie. Hated this movie.
Bad? Oh my god! It's just a kids' movie. Why do you care so much?
Yeah.
It's exhausting, and it's I don't know. It's just exhausting to see so many people just not only be unwilling to accept movie discourse, but force that lack of acceptance on other people.
Yeah. Christ.
Oh, and to illustrate this, I was blessed with finding quite possibly the most perfect clip that I could have asked for.
Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, hey, Mudahar again.
Hi, Mudahar. Hi, Mudahar. Long time no see.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mudahar.
Is Mudahar really
you jumped in and made an article saying Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what some gamers think it does. No, one company is enforcing diversity into all your favorite games.
And of course, it was made by Alyssa Mercante. Oh my god. I could go on a whole friggin' tirade about how awful Alyssa Mercante is. Alyssa Mercante is basically just a Alyssa Mercante is basically just. Imagine if Dane from Actual Fandom was a woman and had actual influence. who Alyssa Mercante is.
Oh god. Oh god.
Literally, she is genuinely like on the same level as him.
No. Oh no.
So again, right in
I
this
need to
article,
cover
one
that
of the
guy
things they
more.
talk about is
Yeah, oh my god, yeah,
Dane hasn't been on my radar all that much lately. I need to get him back on there.
As Bob is, Dane is a gajillion times worse.
He's a retard.
Yeah, and honestly, the dude is just a genuinely, he's just a genuinely toxic, stubborn person.
He also looks like a discount Vosh.
Oh my god, funnily enough, he actually tried to get on Vosh's good side with like a simp video reacting to a video.
Oh no.
Basically he made like a simp video basically simping for Vosh, basically like a reaction to a video Vosh made, reacting to like an FNT clip they did talking about that whole Black Aragorn thing, and it failed miserably because Vosh didn't
because Vosh didn't. Vosh didn't. Dane's over here like, notice me, Vosh senpai.
Yeah, basically that's what the video was like. Which, like, I mean, to be fair, it was before like a lot of like the awful stuff, like the whole like goblin stuff. Like this was back when Vosh wasn't nearly as hated as he is now.
God.
But yeah, it still really is a bad look. Like I'll put like a response to that video.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll put like Vincent Martin made a vid reacting to that clip. I'll put it in the chat in case anyone's morbidly curious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh.
Is enforcing diversity. It's happening naturally, they say. So inside here, what they say is, though these kind of social media posts argue that companies like Sweet Baby Inc., because remember, they're not the only company that works in diversity consulting, somehow force game studios to include diverse characters and storyline, the reality is vastly different. Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative design company, meaning most of its work is focused on writing stories and dialogue. They are not a DEI consultancy firm. So again, when they mention this specific sentence right over here, it actually is contradicted by the website itself. I mean, the website says it's founded in 2018, it is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video game industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone. I mean, that literally does sound like the definition of a DEI consultancy firm in regards to video games. So even the mass gaming media
also, oh my god, it is so refreshing that we're getting Mudahar as like a because Muda may not be perfect, but he is like amazing compared to this idiot. Oh my god, it is so refreshing to hear from an actual good YouTuber.
Yep.
Public out here, right? The mass publications are out there trying to downplay or outright make, in my opinion, improper statements about this situation. So yeah, it's a weird thing to witness, and this is, I guess, what's actually aggravating individuals out there. It almost feels incredibly condescending to anybody that has basic reading skills.
The reason why this clip
he's back.
Is so perfect is because if he had literally just kept reading the article, I mean, the next...
Of course he's simping for the article.
That means they ensure a game's... That means they ensure a game's plot points make logical sense and are satisfying to players, and that characters speak and believe in consistent ways. Narrative designers may also provide a fixed... can't read that word. A fixed round of...
A final round of polish like a Hollywood script doctor. Again, this is an article from Alyssa Mercante.
Yes.
Incredibly dishonest person. Like, oh, read the article. Why? It's like so dishonest. It's like listening. It's
a fucking puff piece, my guy.
Yes. You see, there's all this evidence. You see, the criminal says he didn't do it.
So he must have not have done it.
He didn't do it, and he didn't do it. Case closed. Case closed. Not guilty, Your Honor. That's literally what he's doing. That's literally what he's doing.
Yes.
He's the boring version of Saul
Intentionally or
Goodman.
not, like I don't know if he knows even knows who Ultimate Conte is, because again, he clearly knows nothing about
You
this
probably
actual
don't
thing.
know.
But it's clear that he doesn't. I mean, it's clear that unintentionally or not, that is what he's doing. Like, who cares about what's in the article? It's an incredibly dishonest article made by an incredibly dishonest person, and so what it has to say is irrelevant. And again, Muda still. And again, how does this discount what Muda said about the website?
Exactly. I'm waiting to hear that.
2 sentences are qualifying information saying why they are a narrative development company. But instead, he just chooses to argue semantics over words that he very clearly doesn't understand.
Semantics? What the frick are you talking about?
What's semantics? Does this guy even know what the hell semantics means?
It says on the website.
God, he's... Oh my god. This is
How does this disprove anything? What are you talking about? And it lines up with their actions.
Yes.
You know, actions and words, they kind of converge, and you see the person's attention.
My guy. My fucking guy.
Instead of just reading the article. It's just...
We're not going to read the article, it's dishonest.
Kind of wild to see that, like, the mere mention of a DEI and inclusion puts, like, blinders on some people.
Yes, see, no, take those blinders off and read this incredibly dishonest article written by an incredibly dishonest person.
Yeah.
Perfect. Boom, boom, yeah.
The website...
Yeah, totally.
The website is telling what they're all about. It doesn't matter if they say in a fucking article made by somebody else completely.
He read the website and the article. He literally is saying, but the article says this. Who cares? Who cares? Oh my god. Again, these people have no arguments. They just argue. Again, they just argue with like pretty words and colors, and it's exhausting.
Yeah. Christ.
People's faces, and that they cannot imagine that anybody who has, you know, the desire to bring more inclusivity into art and media in general.
At the expense of
that. It just has to be good.
Yes, that's the fly in the ointment right there, my guy. They're doing this at the expense of the overall quality of the game.
Which, again, it's like, again, there is good examples of inclusion. There are bad examples of inclusion. I'm not naive. Like, there obviously are some that are doing it in bad faith, but there are a majority of people that aren't. A majority of people that aren't arguing this in bad faith. This entire video is basically just like him just making incredibly false. Just everything is just so dishonest. Like dishonesty, the video. It's blatant dishonesty to anyone who even has remotely paid attention. And again, I will give credit to this video. And again, I will give him the leeway that this video came out well into the Sweet Baby Inc. saga's infancy, so he couldn't have known about some of the other stuff. But let's be real. Given how dishonest this video is, he probably would have been as equally as dishonest about the stuff that came after it.
Yeah. Also,
I also don't like the idea that inclusion is just inherently good. Like, it just is.
No.
It's give or take.
It's just, it's just this. Speaking of,
Speaking, it depends on whether the product is good, but it's like these people are like, oh, well, it's inclusive, and inclusive means good, so it has to be good. And it's like the only time they ever made an exception to this was like Velma, but that was like so bad that it was
no one was willing to defend it. Yeah.
I mean, it's like the only type of rebuttal is they tried to claim that, oh, it was actually like, and it was actually like a pair, like Velma was actually right wing.
Velma was a right wing psyop, yeah.
Very left wing. Like, she's a very left wing person.
Yes.
Like Velma was honestly the show that Velma was the show that kind of went mask off with everything. Like, with other stuff, they try to pretend to be an actual project. Velma just went in completely mask off with all of its intentions right out in the open. Basically like an Emperor's New Clothes kind of thing. And that in itself kind of made it blow up even more.
Yeah.
So in a weird twisted way, Velma kind of helped the movement by bringing more awareness to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plus it introduced plus Velma. Plus, because of Velma, I got to find out about the Meh emoji and Greg Owen. Both of whom are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I found them through their videos criticizing Velma, and they're pretty cool.
At least some
so
good came out of it. You know what? Speaking of this guy, you know what he kind of looks like? He kind of looks like a soy version of Prince Isolde from Star Wars, and neither of you guys are gonna get that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know who that character is.
Okay, so real quick here. So Prince Isolde from Star Wars is the prince of a matriarchal system of government in the galaxy called the Hapes Consortium. So he was based because he was a dude, he couldn't take the throne of the Hapens. So instead, he was set to marry Leia 8 years after the Battle of Yavin, right? 8 years after the events of A New Hope, right? So, but of course, Leia's in love with Han Solo, and she really wanted to marry him instead. So Han kidnapped her and basically ran to the planet, which we would later learn was actually Dathomir. And in fact, Dathomir debuted in the novel Courtship of Princess Leia, which is the events I'm describing right now. Anyway, so Isolde and Luke basically went to Dathomir, shenanigans happened, and Isolde ended up falling in love with one of the witches on Dathomir, Tenennial, right? And he ended up having a child with Tenennial instead, Tenel Ka. And Tenel Ka would later be Force sensitive, and she would be a freaking student at Luke's Jedi Praxium, right? So then eventually Isolde was more or less in charge of defending the Hapens during the Yuzon Vong War. He contributed to the Battle of Fondor, but we all know how bad that battle went. And then eventually, Tenel Ka, his daughter fell in love with Jason Solo, who is, of course, the son of Han and Leia. But then, of course, and then Jason had a daughter with Tenel Ka, and that was Alana Solo. But then, of course, Jason turned to the dark side. He became Darth Caedus, and then he killed Isolde on board his flagship, the Anakin Solo. So there's your Star Wars lore dump for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we can continue now.
Okay.
General could possibly contribute anything other than that, which, by the way, is a point that is brought up later in the article. People.
Again, the article is dishonest. It's bad evidence because it's made by you can't argue. Again, the moment you address the article, you can't use that because it's dishonest.
Yes,
it's dishonest.
Well,
it's like, oh, it's brought up in the article. The blatant sweep piece, dishonest sweep piece that was mocked for such a long time. Like, how out of touch are you,
dude? Dude, before I got around to making this show, I was watching Fractured Filter. Shout out to his channel, by the way. I was watching his live stream, and he's of the opinion, I don't necessarily agree with this opinion, but he was of the opinion that journalism is just one big old fucking gateway to propaganda. It's always been that way. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, but this article right here is really good evidence to what he says. This is nothing but Sweet Baby Inc. propaganda right here, my guy. Come on.
The thing is, it's like there's good journalists and bad journalists.
Yes,
yes. That's just kind of how it is. Melissa Mercante,
she's a bad journalist.
And awful. Yeah, in several ways.
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
People can't imagine that we might do anything else but DEI, Belair says. They can't imagine that we're just talented writers, that we're talented narrative designers, and that people are hiring us because we tell good stories.
You're tooting your horn too much, Belair.
Yeah, I don't know about that Spider-Man 2 story.
Oh my God. Again, it's just me. I mean, you can only say the same argument. This entire video is just circular arguments and just stubborn insistence.
Yes.
Like, it's just the same. It's like this and this, and that, and that. It's blah, 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 blah. The same arguments. It's like, it's literally, these are the same arguments again and again and again and again and again and again and again. It's like 32 minutes because he's just saying the same things. Like, he started out with just going on a ramble that had nothing to do with anything. And then he's padding out the video by saying the same arguments again and again and again.
Oh my god. It's padding.
Because we write video games, they have to diminish our accomplishments to our identities. They can't imagine that the work I did on Spider-Man was story work versus adding pride flags, you know? I mean, any schmuck can
this
just
is where
Google
she's wrong.
DEI consultancy
They're all
firm
about their identity.
and compare their
Yes.
websites and offerings to Sweet Baby Inc.'s to see that there is virtually no overlap outside of having the words inclusion and diversity on it. As that quote says, people just can't imagine that they can do anything.
Oh my god, that is actually annoying.
Despite it
Put the
being
fucking hat on or
literally-
off, man.
Yes.
Do you enjoy outsider heroes
Oh my
fighting
god,
for
an actually
personal glory
attractive
and
person.
vengeance? Do you long to explore wild
Holy
and deadly
shit, I want to
creatures
claw my eyes out.
far from civilization? Then grab your blade and by Crom, let's conquer the savage worlds of sword and sorcery. So what is sword and sorcery? Sword and sorcery.
right
Yeah.
in front of their faces. I don't think
No,
I've
come
ever
back,
seen
red-haired lady. You're actually appealing to look at. Oh.
right
Sorry.
in front of their faces. I don't think I've ever seen a more brilliant example of confirmation bias in my entire life. Now,
Do you have
they
proof
can
that
do
Mutahar
anything
didn't read the
besides
entire article,
DEI,
my guy?
despite it being literally right in front of their faces.
Yeah, right in front of their faces. Again, the irony is this is confirmation bias. My guess is
Yes.
he doesn't even know who. My guess is he doesn't even know who Alyssa Mercante is. He just saw this article was praising Sweet Baby Inc. and was like, "Okay, I'm just going to use it as evidence."
And if he does know who she is, he's on board with what she says.
Again, it's like that one gag in like College Humor did this series called like if Google was.
Oh
real,
yeah,
where,
yeah. I know that guy. Yeah.
And yeah, one of them. I mean, one of them that he did was did vaccines cause autism? And then the Google dude was like, well, I have several studies that say they don't, and one result that says they do. And then the woman takes the one
I'll
result
take
that says they do,
it.
like, I knew it. And then he yells, just because I have it doesn't mean it's true. Like,
Yeah.
you're literally using the article not because it's saying anything true, but because it supports your view.
Yes.
And then you have the gall to accuse Mutahar of having confirmation bias when the only reason you're supporting this article is because it supports your viewpoint,
Yeah.
which is the literal dictionary definition of confirmation bias.
By the way, the Google guy in that video is the same guy who's Duncan Birch from The Onion.
Oh yeah, he was also in this cool like Adult Swim special called Mr. Neighbor's House.
Ah. Anyway.
Yeah, I watched it. It's pretty. It's kind of like a parody of Mr. Rogers. That's like really insane. They actually made a sequel to it. Not gonna spoil it. It's very crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen a more brilliant example of confirmation bias in my entire life. Now, really the last bit of evidence that seems to remain to address is, of course, the accusation that Sweet Baby Inc. tried to ban and take down that Steam group that I...
Oh, here we go.
Here we
Oh
go,
my God.
boys.
How are you going to navigate around one of the most damning bits of evidence that Sweet Baby? I have to see how this is.
Here we go,
Oh my God.
boys.
Look,
I mentioned earlier. The claim that the Steam group was trying to be taken down for no reason by seemingly everyone talking about this is very conveniently ignoring the blatant harassment campaign.
oh no. Oh God.
Here we go.
Campaign that all these people started against the company
Hey,
and its employees. I mean, some of these gamers are
Really? Really? Are you going to mention how Chris Kindred literally went out of his way to target Kabrutus and get his Steam page removed? Like, Kabrutus before this moment before the whole Gamergate 2.0, he was a nobody. He was just some random dude on Steam. They literally harassed a random Steam user because he was making a list that criticized them. Like, it didn't even, again, like, that's another thing. Like, he's probably going to make the argument that, Kabrutus is trying to, again, what he said, everything was public. What Kabrutus initially did was that he basically took games that were made or associated with Sweet Baby Inc., and he put it on a list. He put it on a list and said, hey, I personally don't think you should get these games because they're made by Sweet Baby Inc., but, I mean, if you want to get them, then that's fine, do what you want. He was basically doing what the website was already doing. A public display of the games and what they did, but in a more, like, public way. Because with the people because most people weren't going to go on their website, but with what Kabrutus was doing was that he basically just did it in an incredibly public way. He just made a team group. Then after the fact, idiots like whoever made that woke content creator basically stole what Kabrutus did and then just used it to create the straw man people like Crimes New Roman over here see like these types of people as.
Yeah.
Are messaging and DMing employees, causing them to lock their accounts.
Again, completely ignoring when Chris Kindred tried to get Kabrutus. Not going to mention that, are you?
So is he basically going full on like, oh, it's okay when they do it, but not okay when they do it?
He's going to do that. I don't even think he's going to address it.
Ugh.
I don't even think he's going to say it's okay when they do it. He's just going to pretend that they didn't do it.
The Sweet Baby Inc. main Twitter account got locked for the amount of harassment it was assuming. I'm pretty sure the website went down at one point. Like, of course they don't want this group to exist, particularly since when it was formed, there was a massive uptick in
According to one Sweet Baby writer, there was a significant uptick in harassment aimed at the company after the Steam group's creation, including sending harassing texts and DMs. Wired has agreed to withhold the writer's name for their safety. They're treating this like a holy war. It is taking on a cult-like vibe.
So again, because a couple people were criticized Sweet Baby Inc. for doing, and again, notice how unlike with the last one, he isn't showing anything that they're saying. Like, he had all the receipts when it came to those, but it's like conveniently he's not showing any of what they actually of the harassment that they actually said. Like, notice that he hasn't shown that when he's clearly shown the stuff from there. Because again, these people love to pretend that again, Mentis Wave actually did a pretty good video, recently responding to Innuendo's video trying to argue this point. But again, it's like the thing is harassment is a bad thing. So what these people do is they basically try to frame any and all criticism as harassment in order to delegitimize it and make them seem like victims. And again, actual harassment exists, and I do not condone it or anything like that. But there are cases where people have openly lied about it, and it's like people use that stigma around harassment as a get out of jail free card to make themselves look better.
Yep.
Harassment. That's a fun little coinky dink, huh? That as soon as the group was formed, the harassment spiked? Wowee. It's almost as if the people in this...
Yeah, and it's not like getting rid of the group will, make those same people incredibly mad at Sweet Baby Inc. and increase the harassment. So even by his own straw man logic, getting rid of the group would make no sense.
Yeah, it's the Streisand effect, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like even going by his own logic, if they got rid of the group, then the people would get even more upset and harass them more. Like, he just thinks that, if the group goes away, then suddenly the friggin', people who, who harass them will just like go away. Like, no, people are going to get those same people are going to get upset, and the harassment will increase. So even by his own backwards logic, it still doesn't make sense.
It's also
again, this video isn't meant to bring forth any actual arguments. It's meant to bring comforting lies and tell a complacent audience that everything is fine. Because that's all videos like this do. They don't add to the discourse. They don't even take away. They're like a parasite that leeches off of the discourse and exchanges comforting lies and a subdued public in return of like views and success. Mm-hmm. That's really what it is. And it's honestly just genuinely lazy and disgusting.
Yep.
Company and the company themselves were just kind of existing in their own little world, doing their jobs.
Oh my god. Oh, they're just existing in their own little world. Oh my god. This is so pathetic. I'm sorry.
This is really pathetic.
I'm sorry. I know I'm ranting a lot, but this video, it just genuinely, because again, this video and his like from the bits I've seen, this dude is just so dishonest and just like, it's annoying. It's so annoying. I'm just tired of all of this. I'm so tired of videos like this. I'm so tired of people that just do this because I just want to watch people talk about movies.
Let it all out. Let it all out, Jeremy. Let it all out.
All of this. And videos like this just make everything toxic and blame it on this nebulous group rather than the studios that are at the head of it. Yes. And it's like, and it's just exhausting that it's ridiculous that people buy into this stuff. Mm. People just buy into this stuff. And it just makes everything so hard to talk about. It makes criticizing anything basically just walking on eggshells or just, I literally, and it's so hard to, do stuff. I just want to talk about things. I don't want to just it's like, yes, I know that, yes, I know that there are people out there who hate the Little Mermaid remake or Ariel is black and nothing else. You know what? They are nobodies, okay? I'm sorry, but the people that were getting upset about Black Ariel, they would have gotten upset about anything. If that Black Ariel didn't exist, they would just get upset about anything. Mm-hmm. And again, Halle Bailey. Again, I'm not discounting any harassment Halle Bailey would have gotten, but it's at the same time, the fact that Disney is continuing to do this, is continuing to recycle their old movies and turn them into bland live action hustle. That's what the focus. But you know what? No, most of it was about Black Ariel. Most of it was about that. And if anything, Halle Bailey was one of the least bad things about that movie.
Yeah,
at least she could sing.
Yeah,
but it's that's what discourse has turned into. We can't criticize this without a cultural slant. We've just become unable to, and it's made discourse. We can't just say, "Oh, this movie looks bad" or "that looks dumb." It's we just have to be unwaveringly positive. Aside from the few movies out there, the only time when people are ever able to hate on a movie is when it's something like Joker 2 or Borderlands or friggin' or Madam Web.
Also, hi, groovy guy.
Trash so bad that no one will defend it. But if it's even remotely kind of bad or mediocre, no, you can't criticize it because and it's no, I'm sorry, but no, I don't care if no, I don't care. Thunderbolts looks incredibly mid, and I'm not going, and it's and again, I like watching people praise movies, but I also like watching people make fun of it. Film discussion is this broad, circle of positive and negative, but these people just want to stand it down because they're so scared of, but I can't dislike a movie because in order to like something, I need to be a fan of everything. No, you don't. You can dislike things. And if you want to, ignore the dislike and discomfort, that's fine. But if you want to vocalize your hate, if a movie genuinely pissed you off or disappointed you, and you want to express it, go for it. Go for it. Express movie however you want. It doesn't always have to be positive sunshine and rainbows. It can be whatever you want. It can be whatever you want, but people like this don't want it. They don't want the boat rocked because these people don't care about media in any sense beyond just bland complacency.
Yes.
Like, again, like, say what you will about Drinker. Well, I wouldn't call him like an absolute cinephile. Like, the dude has series that go, like, a common criticism of Drinker is, oh, well, Drinker only, does negative, like, videos. He doesn't say, yes, he does. He literally has a entire series dedicated to him being positive, and he has an entire series on his second channel called Drinker's Extra Shots, where he discusses more like niche films, like he did a video on the Roberto Benigni film Life is Beautiful that was not only insanely positive, but like I've never even seen the movie, but the way that Drinker described it was like genuinely like good. And he also had a video riffing on this like dumb like Irish action movie that was hilarious. But again, that just shows like the versatility. Like, movie discussion is more than just positive or negative. It's a broad range of things, and I like exploring it all. I like positive critics, I like negative critics, and I want to, explore. I want to engage with in negative criticism without, someone getting upset that we have the gall to not be positive towards everything. Like, if you don't like it, then leave and go to your own echo chamber. Mm-hmm. If you don't like it, that's perfectly fine, but just leave me alone. Leave me and the people that I like alone for us to discuss movies and shows and stuff the way we want to. And I'm so tired. I'm tired of it all.
Look at what you're putting this man through, people. Oh my god.
Just exhausting having to deal with this for so long. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Yep.
Until this monsoon of gamer rage ran them over. Of course they'd want...
Again, it's just gamer rage. It's just people like no, we just want to be upset all the time.
Pure unadulterated rage.
That's genuinely how they view the world. Like, there's no reason to ever be negative in any capacity.
Dude, rage can be a fucking outcome of like fucking passion and shit, my guy. It's like
even with people who like people like the angry video game nerd who obviously, put on a performance and put on a character. Mm-hmm. That anger comes from one of the big examples is Gaming Magic 13 was a reviewer who he's definitely has some issues. He's a pretty controversial figure, but he's has some reviews. He made a review of Dial of Destiny. It was a pretty good video. He did a good job. There was a part of the video where he discussed his passion for Indiana Jones as a franchise. And even as someone who isn't a fan, who, isn't really that into Indiana Jones, I felt that. I felt the passion that he had when he made that, speech. And I was able to connect it to the passion I feel for the movies that I like. And people like Crimes New Roman will never know that feeling because they don't appreciate art in an area that's actually meaningful. They just see it as something to consume. And they see people like Asmongold and Drinker as just ungrateful babies who don't want to consume. And if they want to view art like that, that's fine. It's their life, and there's nothing wrong with being a casual. But to claim that we're wrong for feeling this way and that we're the problem, no. I just cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. It's hard to, deal with it in this current, climate. Because, let's keep
want to take the group down to curb the harassment. Duh. The other thing that all these content creators don't seem to want to talk about with this whole thing is that the Steam group and their associated Discord were entirely nuked because they got threatened with a takedown for violating terms of service.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
Oh, wow, look at that. He's actually bringing... Oh, so we know he's trying to bring it up as, like, a terms of...
A terms of service breaking.
What terms of service? Like... I didn't really, like, know... I'm not... what did they do? But, like, again, like...
You see, I got into the group and the Discord before all of its content was nuked.
Okay, must have, yeah. Well, I don't really know if he's telling the truth because it was probably so long ago. If he wasn't, I probably didn't notice him.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy?
Hmm?
Oh, you gonna play the video now?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So basically, he's trying to be like, oh, they're not. So basically, he's trying to argue. So earlier, he argued that the game that they weren't trying to be like suppressing anything or hiding anything, and then he's literally bringing up that they got rid of the Steam and page, and then he's like, oh, well, no, it's actually good because they were being. So it's like again, it's like they didn't do it, they did do it, and it was a good thing, like classic tack.
Yay.
That I read, and you'll have a pretty good idea on why it got threatened with removal. Oh yeah, and the group is also review bombing games. Haha, that's so cool.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, I really like this fake nonchalant attitude that he has to put on to feel like he's not hurt by all this bullshit.
You should see, oh my god. There's a moment in one of his. There's a moment in again. I've seen clips of this guy. There is a moment in this game where in this video, the 7 Deadly Sins of Gaming, where he tries to do.
I got that in the watch. I got that in the watch later playlist. We'll get to that one of these days.
It was one of the most smug things I'm better than you.
Would you expect this man to be anything but?
Yeah, it's like, and again, it's like, it's just, it's like, again, people were giving their criticism of the game. That's not review bombing. That's not review bombing anything. Saying that something is bad is not review bombing. They are giving their negative opinion. That's not review bombing.
But again, the content creators don't seem to want to talk about that.
Because again, it's not review bombing.
Nope. Oh yeah, and in case you're wondering about those GDC talks that people were foaming at the mouth over, let me just put that to rest right now. See, I am deranged. I watch long talks and videos like this all the time.
I would have never guessed.
Interest of satiating curiosity, but I would bet literally anything that 99% of these people have never bothered to check out the full talks at all.
No, we have several times.
I mean, shit.
Yes.
As per the literal word of mouth from the guy who's responsible for forming this whole Sweet Baby Inc. group, he hasn't even played some of the games that he's campaigning against.
So what? His buddies have.
Yeah, and plus the entire point of it is that and again, the point isn't about the quality of the games themselves. It's about them being made by Sweet Baby Inc.
Yes.
Like that again, like even like with Zao, it's like with the game Zao, like a lot of people said that, it looked like a good game, but it was made. That's really the thing. It's that it wasn't about the games. Like even if a game was decent, it was still made by Sweet Baby Inc. So all I needed to do was put it in, the list, because again, that's the point. So Cabrutus didn't really need to play the games. He just needed to see if it was made by Sweet Baby Inc. The fact whether the Inc.
Yeah,
which
it's
again is a key.
Sweet Baby Inc. being involved is the only qualifier needed to make the list. It's not like, one, it needs to be made by Sweet Baby Inc., and 2, it needs to be a shit game to play. No, it's just the one qualifier, my guy. Come on.
Again, that's the thing that these people asked. Brutus's original list wasn't saying like forcing people. It was basically alerting people about Sweet Baby Inc. to like basic and just saying that, hey, this game's made by Sweet Baby Inc. If you're fine with that, play the game. If not, then don't. I'm just alerting you guys. I'm just the messenger. If you want to, get the game because it's made by Sweet Baby Inc. and use Sweet Baby Inc. as like a games to check out list, Brutus is probably fine with that. Like, that's the point of the list. But again, people like this don't notice that because they think, because again, that's the thing. They can't see anything other than factions. And they think the only reason that they hate these games is because they're bad. And it's like, that's not really what the point is.
Element 2, and I honestly, I think I never will. But I know that they, for example, when you are doing some missions in that game, they...
Also, I love how he never, also interviewing the guy, like he's not calling Kabrutus by his actual name, because they basically, in order to, make him more which again, I don't really know if Kabrutus was as well known at this point, because this was early, but at the same time, the fact of the matter is Kabrutus's profile was still pretty public.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Like you can tell, you can say that he's Kabrutus.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned the police, like police are the bad guys, and they even mentioned some political movement. I don't know if I can talk about it here, but they even mentioned political movements related to, let's say, minorities. Like in the Miles Morales DLC.
Oh, and that political movement he doesn't think he can talk about, by the way, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. So.
Because honestly, it's a pretty heated topic.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not sure if he's trying to avoid it so he doesn't avoid like heated discussions or whatever, but there's many reasons.
Could have been literally anything.
That one organization has like caused so much controversy around it. It's just, oh my god.
They're no good.
Exactly. It's not even worth talking about it sometimes.
Anyways, as for the GDC talks, the main clip that got circulated around is this one.
And I think that in our industry and in so many creative industries, if you want to look at film and television and any art form, we start treating our core demographics as a fixed and static value, something that does not want to change and something that is locked in place. So despite like the changing face of audiences, despite the changing face of conferences like this one, we still look at our core demographics and say, okay, they're white, cis, hetero males. And we cater almost exclusively
out of context, you guys.
And the problem is,
maybe it was a joke.
Them like, here's something that we think you'll enjoy. We cater them the way that we cater to like a picky baby. We feed them the same thing that we know they love.
Customers.
Keep on feeding it. We're like, here you go. Like you love it. Eat this. Eat this. Eat this. So that then, when they get anything else, they react as a picky baby would, which is be like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm spending money so that you can tell me what to do with my life.
Totally.
That's great.
Oh my god. You're so right. We were so mad at this person comparing the average gamer to a picky baby.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
I don't want this. And we've actually done this so long that what we're doing is creating an entire nation of picky babies, and they make us scared to deviate from what we actually want to do. Just in case these picky babies don't want to play our games.
Oh no, the customers have standards.
Okay? If quote unquote picky baby doesn't want to play your game, fine. Sell your game to people that do.
I'd love to see another
between gamers and food is something that there is games are not the same as food. Food has different tastes. They're like inherent things. Like a picky baby. People play games that appeal to them. There are games that like objectively look good, but I won't play both because they're probably really expensive, but also because I'm just not interested in those types of games. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sell to people who want to play the games. Just again, find a demographic and make stuff that appeals to them. Stop trying to get the people that you don't want to get.
They know this. They know it's not financially stable. They have to go with the people that don't want their fucking games.
Yeah, because the people who do are just simply too small of a demographic to exploit for, money and shit. Like, they know that the audience who will buy this game is not big enough to make them turn a buck.
That's why they poison these bigger franchises and whatnot.
Yeah, that's why they go after the bigger franchises, because they have more name recognition and more mass appeal. So, yeah, pretty much.
But it's just a conspiracy, you guys.
Yeah.
Observation at this point. Like, people will realize that media has been extremely homogenized for a very long time. It should be absolutely no surprise that some people are used to having things a certain way, and when they do not get it, then they get angry.
What, entertaining?
That is the entire reason why we have this mysterious tirade against modern media.
Because again, it couldn't possibly be that the media is bad. No, we're just picky babies that aren't used to it. We need to eat. We should just, because no, we can't, because it's not like we can just, pick and choose which games we have to play. No, we have to consume all of it, and you're going to like it.
Yeah.
You're going to like it, whether you like it or not, to just consume product, because that's what you're supposed to do as a consumer. You consume the product.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
In the first place.
Well, I can even use
all
Spider-Man example.
Continuous rage at modern media at all. So honestly, the picky baby analogy is something that is quite apt. However,
yeah, sure it is, buddy.
The part that they do not talk about, probably because they haven't watched the fucking talk and they don't know it exists, is this one.
I think we need to step out of this rule that like white men can enjoy fantasy worlds, aliens, sci-fi, monsters, anything.
Yep, it's always white man. It's always
exactly like
white guys only play video games.
That's the kind of person that we're always going to cater to. You're never going to innovate. You're never going to change things. You're just going to keep feeding the picky baby. And we cannot continue to try to create art under a system that is going to bar innovation for fear of a picky baby throwing a tantrum. And I really don't think that it's impossible to change this, because as like a woman of color, I have played with and like empathized with a lot of white men.
I'm gonna press X down on that.
Kratos
okay,
is,
boy. Yeah.
Literally white. I've played as Nathan Drake. I've played as Arthur Morgan, and I've loved it. And I don't.
Okay, so shut the fuck up. Stop fucking complaining.
And again, why did you? And here's the thing, Kim. Why did you sympathize with them? Because they were good characters.
The content of the character.
Honestly, most of the characters in the game that I played aren't even human. One of my favorite games is Jazzpunk, and the character you play as, you never find out what he looks like. You never find out what, like, the few times the character is represented, it's like literally like static or nothing. Okay? I've played so many of the games that I played, your character either doesn't look like anything, or I can't even remember the last game I played where I played as a straight white man. Like, I genuinely can't. Because I play games where the protagonists of several different, like, species, genders, and all of that stuff. Because I don't care. I don't care who or what I play as long as the game is good and the character is good. You sympathize with Nathan Drake because he was a good character. The problem is a lot of these characters aren't good. What's her name from Forspoken isn't a bad character because she's a girl and I don't want to play as an icky girl. She's a bad character because she's annoying and obnoxious and unfunny. And that's what these people will never understand. Because all they are as they add things. It's like, yes, we should have more characters that are like this, but they also need to be good, and that's what these people ignore.
And the bar of quality and the bar of quality for these good characters is really high, so if you can't hit that, that's kind of your fault.
It's like, that's another thing. They love to get upset, and it's like, oh, well, the bar for quality is really, like, it's like, yeah, we want good characters, and they act like we don't hold these same standards as if there aren't, towards, like, white male characters, as if there aren't plenty of straight white male characters that aren't criticized. Like, look at Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Like, Joffrey is a straight white man that was, like, one of the most hated characters. I mean, granted, he was supposed to be hated, but he still got hate because he was, a bad character.
Piece of shit.
There are several characters that get hate for being bad but people only make a stink when those characters happen to match a specific demographic.
Yeah.
It's selective reasoning.
Yep.
I don't think it's like pie in the sky thinking to go like, hey, maybe we can invite white dudes to play as other people and experience different things through
white dudes are already doing that.
Fine. Those characters just need to be good.
Someone else's eyes. And if they don't like it, we have to start thinking we're not losing, they're losing, and we're losing because we're going to let them stand in the way of our progress and our innovation.
I don't know about you, but that seems like a pretty reasonable take to me. Not.
Which, I mean, he's not wrong. That is reasonable. The problem is those characters need good. And that is what is missing. That's like, it's perfectly fine to have characters, but they need to have good writing. And it's like they keep saying, they keep making excuses. Oh, good writing's a dog whistle. Oh, well, you'll just... It's like, we just want good characters! Why is that so hard? Why is it so hard for you to understand? Why? Why is it so hard? We just want good characters, for the love of God. Please use your brain. We just want good characters.
Also,
we
Eric,
just want good characters.
Also,
Eric,
Eric,
I'm sorry.
Also, Eric, I'm really sorry. Eric, I'm really sorry you have to share a space in the Red Dead fandom with this bitch.
I feel like she's lying, but you know, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
You know, it's just funny that it all goes back to race because they want to say. No, that's cool. I love how you phrase some things too because it's really important.
Thank you. I don't mean to take space away from other people
No, everything you say is it's exactly yes, because
it's like that's the problem because it's like essentially again I'll play the video in a second, but essentially people like this want to take this vast discussion about so many different things and just boil it down to just we hate them because they're different, and they just don't want to engage because they don't care. They like it because it's a narrative that just feels because they just don't want to engage. They just want to play this character and it's like yes, and that's all it is. That's all it is. Just we want to do this, and it's like it's not this big just grand discussion. It's just you hate them because of this and you're stupid for that. Just like it because why would you not? It's there, like it, and it's like no.
They don't have any empathy, and it just goes back to
representation even in media for a while, and have, been identifying with people who do not look like them.
Which again, I have.
If you need it to look like you, I'm sorry, but you need to solve your own fucking midlife crisis at that point.
Yes,
it's not my fucking fault.
My guy, if you need if there's someone legit out there if Kim Blair is literally like, I need a fucking black, half Jewish bitch, half black, half Jewish lady that's like, I can feel good when I play a game. I'm sorry, bitch, but you are so emotionally fragile. You shouldn't step outside your house ever. Please.
It's so annoying. It's always like you need to be represented. It's like, no, we are made up of 1,000 different aspects that make us who we are, both inside, outside. It's like, I technically have never been represented, ever. But you know what? My morality, life values, and whatnot has, and that's all that matters. Why does really every aspect needs to be fucking represented?
Yeah,
I don't know. That kind of shit just annoys me. It's like I made a list before of characters I like, and somebody pointed out, they're all white. It's like, well, because I don't see it that way. Why would I want to see it that way? I'm here to enjoy myself and forget the fucking shitty, miserable life that we all live. Like, why do I need to hate my second life?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like Marcy Wu from Amphibia is one of my favorite characters, even though we share nothing in common. We're not the same race, age, gender, anything. But I relate to her because I like how she's written as a character, and I see, some of my personality in her as a character. Because I'm able to look past our superficial differences to, see a character that I'm able to relate to and enjoy and sympathize with. These people are just only focus on surface level things. And I'm not discounting. And they are right in that, seeing race, seeing as a person who is an underrepresented minority, yeah, you are right. You can't. That is definitely a part of it, but it's one of many parts. Several things that people do, and if you only focus on that, then you don't, then you don't relate to. Then you're just meant with the character that you're just supposed to like because they look like you, which is lame.
It's just insecurity.
This is what fucking happens when people put way too much stock into the watched it for representation trope on TV tropes. This is the fucking end result right here.
Exactly. Representation is it's like representation should be like this. It should be like the seasoning to make a show better, not like the whole ingredient. Like you can put like ingredient, because then it feels like kind of half baked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For ages, so it doesn't seem like a completely ridiculous thing to ask that the people who are white and are male identify with people who don't look like them.
We already do.
And again,
why do you think people play?
And again, that's another thing. The problem is we do. It's just not the characters they want us to do it. So whenever they do, they use the argument that we're just using it as our ex-friend, as some sort of way to like avoid our bigotry, because it's like we do. It's just not the ones they want us to do it.
Yeah.
Is that really that simple?
Well, it's just like why do people play Grand Theft San Andreas or Tomb Raider or Metroid, Bayonetta? It's like, or even just Super Smash. You got a whole line of characters that don't look like them. Like,
yes.
And again, I
man.
genuinely can't imagine the last time I played a game where the character protagonist was a straight white male. Like, I'm sure I played some, but I can't think of any because I'm not focusing on that. I'm just, and again, I acknowledge that as, a white person, I do, again, there's a lot of characters and blah, 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 and that's true, but at the same time, and again, I'm all for representation, but they need to be good. They need to be well written, and you can't just be like, oh, well, here's the character, and just we're not going to identify with a character if they're just an empty husk. And that's what a lot of these things are. But these people, again, it's a good...
Why should it have to stay this way? Why should we keep having to cater to a picky, immovable object? Why should we assume that white men cannot identify with people who do not look like them?
Oh, you can do it. Just don't bitch when you don't make enough money.
Detractors typing loudly online. Overall, it seems like a pretty reasonable take to not want to restrict the boundaries of art, to comfort people who lack the empathy to relate to people who do not look like them.
Again, what he's saying isn't wrong. The problem is we're already doing that. You're just mad that we're not doing it to the specific examples that you want us to. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
They're just mad. It's like these people are mad that we're doing it for characters like Sarah Connor and Ellen Ripley rather than characters like She-Hulk or Captain Marvel. That's really it. They're just mad we're not doing it to specific characters.
Well, I think it's also funny that they tell us to fuck off, but then they're like, but why don't you support us? It's like, do I really need to answer what you just asked?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
And once again, wowzers, there's nothing in here about the actual work that they have done to prove.
Okay, well, the actual work is shit, so,
tangible changes that they have made to video games. God.
How many times has he taken the tinfoil hat off, then put it back on again?
The President's Day sale ends soon. Save up to $700 on Sealy. Get matched
honestly,
on matches.
Someone needs... Then stop doing this shit then, my guy!
Oh my god, this entire oh my god, we're still not at the end.
We're still not done, my guy!
Someone needs...
Sometimes, I wish I could be one of those rage bait drama farming YouTubers.
Yes, join the dark side.
Dude, how oblivious are you, man?
This entire video is rage bait and drama farming.
Yes.
This is you coping right now.
Yes.
You're literally looking at all because you can't stand the idea that someone isn't like, because again, to people like this, you just consume products that are there, and if you don't, you're just hating just for the lulz or whatever.
Yeah.
Because if you have negative feelings, you're just miserable. If you dare have dislikes things, you're just miserable because, and it's ridiculous. There's a whole web that people like this just want to shut themselves off from because they don't want to have a negative emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Just give like
maybe we should close the blinds, dude.
Underwhelming,
yes, my guy.
mocking gut reactions to things that I don't understand and just get thousands of views out of it, but I don't. Because that's not the kind of audience that I want to cultivate.
No, you want to cultivate an audience of useful idiots who will hang on your every word and who you in return will validate their opinions that everything is fine and the people that aren't are just rage grippers.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you just consume. Anyway.
I do not want to have a bunch of mindless, angry lunatics.
Yes, you do.
Around, waiting.
Yes, you do.
New.
You just don't want to be on it.
Of the week. You know, I.
Hey, let's go into this. Hey, let's go and look into your channel. Oh, you don't want to? Let's see.
Here, let's look. Let me go to it right now here for you, Jeremy. Here, let me do it. Crimes New Roman. So I'm looking for his recent videos, right? All right, let's see here. Oh God, his pronouns are they, he. Jesus H. Lucas.
Of course they are. Why wouldn't they?
Here we go. Let's go. All right, most recent. Exploring gamer beauty standards. Quote unquote, modern video games suck. The 7 deadly gamer sins. Bisexual overload in video games. Jack Sather's sexist Star Wars Outlaws review. We'll get to that video in 2 weeks from now. Pirate Software doesn't understand video game reviews. Hellblade 2 is incredible. Don't listen to the haters. A necessary defense of hot video game women. Hell is the absence of God. This video. Dorfromantic is better than Destiny 2 and Diablo 4. And science fiction still has a sexism and gatekeeping problem. Wow. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, totally not talking about people waiting to get mad at the hot button issue. Totally.
No,
like you're no different. Again, these people are the other side of the coin from people like Andy Pants that do this, but they just think that they aren't because they're batting. They think they're not playing the game because they're batting for the other team.
It's time to play the game.
There's a video that made me find out about him. People who say woke online unironically. That one was bad.
Yeah.
I think one thing that people don't really talk about is just how much the audience that someone can accrue can have a perpetual influence on their views and ideals. For example, there are a lot of, quite frankly, angry, ragey gamers.
The term diversity hire and not talent hire says it all. Oh. The little heart from It's a Gundam.
Also, Jeremy, you should try pausing with the K button. That way, you won't exit full screen so much.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm just used to pausing by clicking on it in space. But I forgot you can do that. Okay, let's see. Gamergate never ended. This is just the finale of it. Oh, I wish.
I wish, if only.
No, it's like the mid.
Comments of basically all of the videos that I talked about here.
Fires thousands of... Hang on, Jeremy,
basically all of the...
Fires thousands of dev that is core of game development. Pays millions for someone to put terrible politics in your game. I don't get it, guys. Why are we losing money?
Videos that I talked about here. And...
If you
put...
Go ahead.
Let me up the quality so we can read it easier.
If you put 10 randoms from the street and 10 SBI employees in the same room, I bet most people could pinpoint who the SBI workers are with at least 90% accuracy. Yeah.
I would be willing to bet
New Wolverine game and Black Panther game are tainted by Sweet Baby Inc.
Man, yeah. The leaks have already been there. Hey, that's a conspiracy theory. It's got leaked.
Anything. That the
anti-woke gamers, so in other words, ordinary gamers.
Another Gundam Heart.
Expectation that these creators
they just want us all to live in a society wherein women are forced to adhere to the most restrictive gender roles. I'm starting to see the merits, sweet cheeks.
almost have to cater to a certain viewpoint.
Oh, he literally just showed this one. What the hell? They just
harmful thinking.
Oh, now he's dude. He literally accidentally he put in shit he already showed twice. This is the
escalation
we allow until we put a full stop to the same kind of people working SBI in every industry. This won't end. Yes,
and quite frankly, lack of media literacy, full thinking.
Oh my God, he did 4 times! 5 times! The DHS is literally funding some of these companies.
Lack of media literacy.
This is the 6th time! Everyone keeps telling me diversity is great, but nobody can tell me how. Dude, you literally couldn't find, more than 6 fucking comments, and yet, so now you have to keep recycling them in this short little fucking
that
segment.
They continually espouse in videos like this. I think a lot of audiences can expect a certain thing from people, and if they don't get that, then they can leave. So, whether...
So let us leave. The problem is every time we leave, you throw a temper tantrum, and it's like, no, we'll come back, we need you. It's like, no. Oh, and no, we're allowed to leave and voice our disappointment. That's something we can do as freedoms of the consumer.
First Amendment,
or not,
bitch.
People like this actually believe the things that they're talking about. There is effectively a monetary and social advantage to continuing to talk about things like this in a certain way. And obviously, I have a incredibly large following.
Sure you do, pal.
And I want to be the example here. I am a person who has grown and changed many times over my 30 years of life, and I will continue to do that. And I would very much like the people who reside in my audience to be people with a similar mindset. Conspiracies? Conspiracy theories?
Whoa, you don't want different ideas? You don't want different ideas? You want the same ideas?
That is particularly important to keep in mind is that a boy has just appeared. You return from your great journey.
Oh my
Conspiracies
God.
and conspiracy theories, great fun. Great fun. But I think it's very important to realize that while it might be a little bit more exciting to realize that there is some dubious plot taking place, maybe you could just kind of not really understand something, and that's fine. It's okay to not know stuff. I don't know plenty of things.
You don't say.
Maybe you should tell yourself that.
That's again, meanwhile, you're basically going into this thing where you literally don't know anything, and then just asserting that you do.
He doesn't know anything, doesn't attempt to learn or understand anything, and then just still acts like he's smarter than everyone. Yes.
Again, he's approaching this from the most surface level understanding. I mean, I don't know 100% about the whole Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, because but I've known more from watching certain creators, and the only evidence that he has is basically just going nuh-uh and just saying things that basically are just half truths. And the only 2 articles he cites are articles. He didn't even show the content of the Wired article.
No.
He just showed the title.
Mm-hmm. And as we all know, reading a headline, it means you read the article.
At least with the Kotaku article, he showed some of the information. Well, I mean, to be fair, like most of it was like from Muda, but at the same time, he just showed the title and that's it.
I do not know a lot of things, and I think having the humility to realize that and take it with a grain of salt is important.
That's
For example, I don't know fucking dog shit about aerospace engineering. I don't know how the fuck we'd get someone to the goddamn moon. I could not do that shit. Ask me to do it, those boys not getting off the ground. But it seems pretty reasonable that, you know, not only are there mountains of documented evidence through pictures and videos and documents of the entire process, but that we have such incredibly smart and talented peoples who could pull something like this off. 400,000 people were involved in taking old Neil Armstrong, old Buzz Aldrin, and the name of that third guy,
Alan Shepard,
I never remember, to the moon.
I guess not.
And I believe them. We've done some crazy fucking shit. And I think the same thing here is entirely true. Just because you don't know how narrative design, how the idea of consultation in the creative industry in general works, doesn't mean there's some grand conspiracy about it.
But you do.
It's not hard to understand. Come on now.
The reason why this is so ridiculous to me is because I work in the creative industry.
Oh,
I've worked
really?
in plenty of
Yeah,
different
dude.
things,
Yeah.
plenty of different things.
Yeah, on
Because that's
TikTok,
what
though,
you
right?
do. When you
They're your
want
credentials,
to
my
work
guy.
on something or make something feels authentic in a way that you are not sure or your lived experiences
I'm also a
are
piece
not
of shit, so I
sufficient
know how these
to
pieces of shit
create.
operate.
You ask a person or a group who can help you do that to make it feel authentic. That is half of the creative process, is figuring out.
I was shoving Miles
what you don't
Morales
know from
Spider-Man
other
2
people
authentic.
who know that. And I think the sheer weight that this movement has managed to gather behind
It's
it
authentic to modern
is very
Marvel, at
much
least.
evidence that a lot of people do not know how these games that they love or want to hate are made. And that is a problem to them. And instead of taking the actual time to read and learn about the process.
Again, from an incredibly dishonest article made by an incredibly dishonest person, but okay, we're just gonna ignore that.
Half the people don't give a shit.
They instead choose to simply fall on a comfortable conspiracy theory that makes things
That's evidence,
feel
okay.
more comfortable to them in their own little worldview.
My own little
Again.
world.
Dude, all of this shit, it's just projection on this part. You literally could hold a mirror to your fucking face. And you wouldn't.
And once again, just as the CEO said, we shouldn't have to cater to these people. And if these people
don't then.
can't simply find
I hope you're
people to do
financially
that,
successful.
I pray that they find peace in some way or another. Because it really doesn't seem like a lot of fun to live your life believing that there is a conspiracy to make the women
Buddy, no
in
one's
your
losing
video
sleep over
game
fucking companies burning down because they can't make
less
enough money.
hot
Yeah.
and more black. I have to pee really bad.
So yeah, I was right. He
What the
completely did
hell?
not even remotely mention the Chris Kindred stuff.
Go to the
At all.
bathroom
He
then,
did
my
not
guy!
even mention that.
Dude, I'm not your fucking mother, okay? I don't need to know when you go pee, alright?
I think I can bring myself to disrupt Jim.
Oh my god. Bro, if you gotta go, you gotta go. Fuck the cat.
Well, only I was one of those people with a diaper fetish. I really haven't loved editing a lot of the
What?
videos that I've done for a little while now, and I'm still trying to find something that feels fun.
Yeah,
I
it
like
shows.
Fucking A, editing is kind of a fucking pain in the ass, so.
Yeah, I can tell.
I
This is
don't
why
know.
you barely
we'll see what
did
happens. Who
it.
fucking knows? You know, I know my gargantuan audience is very open
Oh
to
my
whatever the fuck that I'm doing. So, I'll do my best to keep I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's just end the video. I'm gonna fucking pee on Jim. Goodbye.
Oh no, so we gotta save that cat.
Oh god! Oh my goodness! Yeah, that video was garbage. Just actual dishonest 32-minute padded garbage.
Jeremy about to punch this guy like this woman's punching these ads. Oh god.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh my god. So
I
what?
think that was worse than an ant video. I don't
really think.
I don't know.
Oh man. You know,
See,
all right.
I wanted to make fun of like this dude's entire shtick is like to be this like again. This is like a gold mine of like content for people.
Oh yes.
Like for people to make fun of,
and
it's like
we're staking our claim.
It's a gold mine. This
Yes.
entire content is just a gold mine to be like EFAP like this. But yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, I was pretty much right. This is a sweet piece. This is an incredibly dishonest sweet piece that omits information, tells a bunch of like half truths in order to make Sweet Baby Inc. look more appealing than it actually is. And again, a lot of this like came out before like Sweet Baby Inc. really got going, but even then, with the information that was available, it's still incredibly dishonest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just delivered in this smug way that just acts like, oh, everything's fine, and we just want to get mad at things for no reason. And that's not it. Movie discussion isn't just this was good. It's more than that. And I'm just tired of people just promoting this stuff, promoting this idea that we can't be negative. We can't criticize things. It's obnoxious. I'm tired. I just want to engage with a medium that I love on my own terms and not just constantly have to walk on eggshells in order to say something was bad. It's tiring.
This whole fucking Backseat Boys has just been Jeremy trauma dumping.
I'm sorry.
No, Jeremy, it's fine. It's fine.
Keep holding this. I'm just tired of it all. I just want to go back to when I could just watch a video, make my reviews, just talk about a medium I love with that. It's like once in a while it's fun to engage in drama, but like the constant overload of it all is just exhausting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're not the only one. I mean, it's kind of why I stay off the internet recently. It's just because it's just it's been what 4 years of this shit, and it just doesn't ever stop.
Well, speaking of exhausting, we've been going over for 3.5 hours. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below to the video, subscribe to more videos like this, and we'll see you guys next time in the Backseat. Take care.
Okay. Bye.